Welcome on into the real with Joseph Latman. I am Joseph Latman on a special occasion on Sunday Night Live here. As you can see, my 100th episode. Yeah, I can't believe it. My 100th episode of the real. Very exciting. I can't believe it's hard to. I knew I'd make it this far because I always plan on sticking with the podcast. I knew it's what I was called to do, but to actually be at 100 episodes and to see how far I've come along personally in the last year and a half and how far the show's grown in a year and a half and continue to grow, and just in terms of just um yeah, like as far as like the production, like the intro and the outro and just all the cool things and the um I don't really know how to describe it, to be honest with you. I mean, it's kind of surreal to be honest with you, for me to be 100 episodes and to think back. It just I guess you could say just it looks like more like an actual podcast show now, how I always wanted it to look, and just simple but cool at the same time. So, and it's going to continue to get cooler, and I'm going to continue to add more things as well. But yeah, I want to thank all you guys for for supporting me through all these 100 episodes, for tuning in. Means a lot, and I continue to do 100. I plan on continuing to do 100 more. Um, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Very exciting, and it's going to be a good night here on the Real. We're going to kick back, talk some football. Got all my guys coming on here tonight. Got my dad. We got Corey. We got Mike. I think Jeremy might come on, and maybe Dan as well. They're going to try to pop in. But yeah, so let's get to it. We're going to kick off tonight's show talking about the NFL today, what happened around the league today. Corey's going to give us a take from Atlanta, what happened with his Falcons today, because they got the win over the Texans. Obviously, us Browns fans, we were on a bye week, but some big games today in the AFC North. The Steelers played the Ravens, and the Steelers won in a close, kind of a typical AFC slugfest kind of game, real wild at the end. I watched the fourth quarter of that game. Very wild. And then the Bengals got the win over the Cardinals. So we're going to do an AFC North, a State of the Union for the AFC North tonight, and kind of see where we like our Browns, where we stack up moving forward here the rest of the year. So, Mike, Schnooks,
hello,
Mr.
Good
Mahalan.
evening.
Hello.
Oh, Mr. Black, look at him. His phone's working.
Hey, it is.
He's all happy they won.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game. Went on a field goal by Koo.
Hey, our defense, man, looks good.
Yeah,
Defense
Desmond
has looked
Ritter.
solid the last couple of years.
Ritter finally threw over 300 yards, first career.
Did you? Yeah, but it was like an ugly 300 yards. Like, you could have thrown for 300 yards. I can throw a screen to Bijan Robinson too. Did you try putting in your application for the open QB tryouts that they're doing in Atlanta? I've seen the post.
Whatever.
Come in, just take a dump right on that win. I know you guys won, but play all your problems. No, man. What was the breakdown of that game, Corey? I know you watched it. We didn't have shit to watch today, Browns fans. So
I watched. There was a lot of good football games on today. That Steelers-Ravens game was, man.
That was wild. What was how was that Falcons game though? Number one, how does Stroud look being able to watch him a full game?
Stroud, man, he hasn't threw a pick yet.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a very mature quarterback.
How about Justin Fields to the Falcons?
I'm hoping.
The player you should have drafted anyway.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to try to get him this year. Maybe next year. I don't know.
I think in the offseason you might try to get him because they're going to. I think the Bears probably are going to move off him just to move forward. I think that would be a hell of a team, though. You put Fields in that team with a new system, Bijan Robinson, you got Drake London, you got Kyle Pitts, you got the defense.
He's something special, man. I mean, that guy. Like, I don't know if you've seen the highlights of what the past couple games, like his cuts in and out, his receiving.
He's great.
Yeah, he's very elusive. But yeah, our defense, man, home to 4 field goals. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, the Jesse Bates pickup in the free agency was pretty nice. Overall, defensive line is getting to the quarterback. I mean, yeah, we're playing Stroud, but I mean, we still look pretty well.
Who's your best player in defense?
Jesse Bates.
I mean, AJ Terrell or Jesse Bates. I mean,
Jesse Bates is the
Grady Jarrett.
Bates.
Yep, I mean,
So you got Terrell and Bates in the back end.
Yeah, AJ Terrell's good. He's a solid corner, but Jesse Bates is like all pro level player right now.
Yeah, I think the Bengals kind of suffer from not having him too.
Oh my God, it's obvious.
I think you're seeing that.
Let
but
Josh Dobbs throw a fucking 50-yard bomb on you to Hollywood.
Back.
Yeah. But it was overall a good game. I mean, we're playing the Texans.
Who dropped?
Yeah.
Hey, wins
How's
a win.
everybody's wins a win. I guess we'll go around the panel here. How's everybody's Sunday going? Mike, how was your Sunday? What stood out to you today?
What stood out to me is the Broncos might be the worst run organization in football. That's
Sean
up there.
Payton opened his mouth about Nathaniel Hackett and then plays him one-on-one
It must
today.
have been the worst coaching job he's ever seen, and he lost by 2 scores to Nathaniel Hackett's run offense and Zach Wilson.
They were more dysfunctional. They're more dysfunctional under Sean Payton than they were under Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, I think it's more dysfunction because like Nathaniel Hackett was a first-time coach, and now you're having like a Hall of Fame quote-unquote coach and Sean Payton come, and it's like it's not any better. If anything, it's
like,
worse.
It sounds like it's worse out of the locker room in terms of like the player-coach relationship, even like just. And you got Russell Wilson too. I mean, he's just hard to, he's so weird.
And the weird thing is Russ hasn't been playing badly. It's just
how he clicks with guys in the locker room. It's his locker room chemistry. It's just always been weird. Like you heard what Marshawn Lynch said this week. He's like, I don't really, he said he don't really F with Russ. He's like, I don't call him ever. I don't know. But yeah.
I don't really F with him.
That's what he said. He goes, I don't really F with him because I don't even have his phone number. But he's just an odd guy. I mean, what do you do for the Broncos? I think they got to go if they could get Caleb Williams or even Drake May. Do you just move off of Russ? I mean,
I think at this point, Michael Penix is even a better QB option than
Michael Penix is pretty stinky good.
But at this point, I think you just kind of cut your losses, go for Caleb Williams, and fix the team that way. If I'm the Broncos, I just start selling because, like, what are you going to do? Like, you can keep some of your really young, good players that are still on the rookie deals, but as far as, like, guys you have contracts for or guys coming up on contracts, just unload. Time to cut your losses.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Mike, I'm going to ask you, we're going to go into a little Michael K. Cabot here for a minute. Do we get Garrett Bowles from them or even Jerry Jeudy?
So we have called about Bowles, and apparently we've called about Jeudy. I think Bowles is a little bit more realistic just because tackles really don't go for a whole lot, and it's not like Garrett Bowles would be an upgrade for us, but he's not like a top 10 tackle by any means. He's like at best like the 20th best tackle, which is still better than what we have, but it's not like anything crazy. So like I think Garrett Bowles is more likely to happen. Jerry Jeudy we have called about, but I think they're trying to get a lot more for Jeudy just because he's a young receiver, first round pick,
Right.
But then there's also the issue of, what is he on his 5th year this year, right?
Jeudy?
So, yeah.
Yeah, has he been in the league that long?
Yeah, I think this might be his 4th year or he's on his 5th year. The problem with Jeudy is
I think he wasn't that far away from Alabama.
Okay, because that's an issue that can arise with trading for Jeudy that the Broncos might not get a lot because they might.
The hell to go?
Did he cut out? I guess he cut out. He must have cut out again. Yeah, Dad. Did you watch any football today?
No, this is the first football I've watched. I'm sitting there watching this Niners game. No, I didn't watch any football. So I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you anything. Well, I can tell you this: this Niners team looks good.
Who?
This Niners team looks good.
The Niners always look good, and then they blow up playoffs like usual because they don't have.
Well, I didn't say what. I'm just saying they look good tonight. You know what I mean? But Hopefully we're ready to play next week.
We're always good coming off a bye.
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll go there. I mean, as a Browns fan, Dave, what do you see from the Browns in the next couple of weeks? I think this next month is very critical.
I see Kevin Stefanski losing his job. We'll stick with it. Just what I said a couple of weeks ago or last time we were on here. He's out of here. The offense stinks. It's not built for Watson. It's stagnant.
Do people forget the Tennessee game existed? Do people
That's
forget that
Tennessee.
game? You went to that game.
That's
Tennessee's a good team.
That's stop. They were terrible.
It's hard to win in the NFL if your offense looks good against an NFL team.
Mike, when are you going to stop defending Stefanski? The offense is no different than it was 4 years.
Stop being an old head doomsayer Browns fan like everybody else.
No, I am not. I am not a doomsayer, but it is what it is.
Doomsayers.
No, it is what it is. I mean, how can you deny it? The offense is no different. The offense is no different. The offense is no different than it was 4 years ago.
I don't think it is either. I think all it is the same offense with a couple of trick plays. But when I went back, if you really go back and watch that Tennessee game, there was some guys that got open in the secondary because Tennessee's secondary is so bad. But beginning of that game, though, in the middle of the game, it was a lot of Watson creating things on his feet just out of nothing. I mean, how many times should Watson have gotten? If you go back and watch, if it was Baker Mayfield in that pocket, how many times would Baker have gotten sacked in that Tennessee game and early on in that game? A lot.
Yeah.
Which is that to me that stands out because we've seen a trend, we've seen a pattern, and I mean, if we're going to say anything's old, Stefanski's offense at times looks old and stagnant. Does not look new and creative. It looks kind of which is what a lot of people are saying. You know what I mean? Like, you're just not seeing the creativity. I mean, like, Corey, how much have you watched at the Browns, Corey? What do you think of the offense and the play calling? That's been a big thing here amongst Browns fans.
Trash.
Okay.
That the play calling. I mean, even when Chubb was healthy, they don't run the ball. You got the best running back in football. Run the ball more. Play action. Get your tight ends involved and Njoku. I mean,
I do think we need to get Njoku more involved.
I don't know. Yeah, Stefanski.
Here's what I don't like about it is
I feel like Bill Belichick should leave New England next year and go to the Browns. But
no, I would hate every minute of that. I would stop
Bill
watching.
Belichick's gone, bro. He's leaving. He's not.
I think
he's retired.
Too. I think he's going to retire.
And here's the thing: if Stefanski's not getting fired this season, even if like it doesn't, unless like something like incredibly bad happens, he's not getting fired.
Which could happen.
Well, yeah, if we don't make the playoffs, that means the season's over, which means he's fired.
If they're 3-4, he's probably looking out the door.
No, they're not going to do that because if you're 3-4, you still make the playoffs at 10-7.
Yeah,
like you're not.
If it looks bad and they're trending downhill, they got to make a move because you're going to lose that locker room fast. Especially with the Myles Garrett rumor looming that he's not particularly pissing around anymore after this year. He'll just leave, he said, and he is a clutch client. So,
when did he say that? I've never seen anything like that.
Garrett Bush said it. Garrett Bush said it's a rumor. It's a rumor.
Don't listen to Cleveland talk. Those guys don't know anything. Those guys know less than me.
I trust more Garrett Bush than a lot of these other freaking clowns in the media that never played football.
Or spread offense too with Watson.
I don't think Garrett's going to say something unless he
played football. He can believe it all he wants. It's not
Look
true.
At the pattern.
If Bull says crazy shit, everybody there says crazy shit. They do it for clicks. That's their whole show. That's been their whole show for years.
If they don't make the playoffs and Kevin Stefanski's still the coach, don't be surprised Myles Garrett says I'm out.
If we don't make the playoffs, Kevin Stefanski is gone. I'm just saying, I think everybody's been overreacting a lot over being 2-2.
No. Here's what's happening. How are they trending at week 7, week 8? If they are not trending in the right direction, they don't have time to wait anymore. They can't. They got too much money invested. They have to make a move. They got to try to salvage the season. If they are not trending, if that offense is not trending, the way it should be. They're not waiting to miss the playoffs. They're going to make a move. They have to.
What move do you make? If you fire Stefanski, you can't just hire someone off the street and institute a new game plan in the middle of the season. If whoever gets that job in the interim is just running Stefanski's plays instead of
I know, but what do you have to lose?
What does that mean? What do you mean?
I'm just saying, you can build an offense that's actually tailored for your quarterback and the other guys on the team.
In the offseason,
Mike, that offense is like that. It's like it's just spinning in mud. It's not going anywhere. It's like it's just stagnant. It doesn't go.
It's a lot of checkers.
It's just it's. I mean,
but
we're watching the same offense that we had 4 years ago, and we got more talented players. We're getting the same bullshit. You can't deny it.
And I don't think either. Like a lot of the
I denied it.
How can you?
Because I am. Because it's we're 2-2 at the bye. The offense looked good against Tennessee. They looked okay against Cincinnati. So we have 2 games. What's your sample size? Our sample size is the Pittsburgh game realistically and the Tennessee game. Throw out the Ravens game because DTR played and he played horribly. The only way they could have fixed that game is bench DTR and see if PJ Walker could have done something.
DTR. So you want to blame DTR, Mike? I blame the coach. No, I blame the coach. That's a rookie. You're out of your damn mind. That's a rookie quarterback. That's a rookie quarterback. They put him in that position. That guy almost got killed.
Put him in that position? What does that even mean?
The horrible
They tried to run the ball. They tried to throw screens. He couldn't run a screen. They tried to throw a wide receiver screen. Couldn't work. Everything you do to help the rookie quarterback, they couldn't do. Well, so what do you do? What would have been your solution in that situation?
The play calling was atrocious.
How would you have fixed
They should have tried. They should have actually made an attempt to establish the run. Is what they should have done. That's what they should have done first and foremost. They didn't. They should have called some plays. They shouldn't have created plays this guy's trying to throw downfield. He wasn't ready for that shit.
They should have got him more
layups. They didn't need a bunch of offense to win that game.
No.
They didn't need a ton of offense to win that game. They could have relied on their defense and just got a decent amount of offense. And they didn't do that. It was the play calling. It was bullshit. It was terrible. You can't blame that rookie quarterback.
I am blaming DT.
You're crazy.
The whole week you think Deshaun's going to go. You write up a game plan, and then Deshaun last minute says
that's on the coaching staff.
Hey, Mike, you actually believe they thought Deshaun was going all week. You're sitting here acting like no one knows what the hell they're talking about. You think he went? You think they found out at the last minute Deshaun wasn't playing? You're out of your mind. They knew all week.
No, that's all the reports.
Okay, you just said you can't believe anything. You just said that, did you not?
No, I said you can't believe anything Cleveland Sports Talk says, which is true.
But apparently, we can believe Watson was scheduled to play all week, and it was a game time decision. He didn't play. You're out of your mind to believe that.
I believe Jason Lloyd. I believe Mary Kay Cabot. The people that are plugged into the locker room.
Oh,
that's all. We only say what we know.
Mike.
What you're saying, skeptical.
No, they knew Watson wasn't playing.
Well, if you're so sure, because everything I know, they didn't.
Well, here, again, a bad game plan, a game.
It was terrible.
Being unprepared is not prepared.
DTR played awful.
Or being half prepared.
Look at the terrible coaching.
No, you're okay. That's all I'm going around.
Oh, just a horrible player. Horrible player we have as a back.
You were talking him up in the offseason.
But he was good in the
Kenny Pickett looked good in the preseason.
Mike, you were talking DTR up in the preseason.
Preseason doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now he's a terrible quarterback.
Horrible quarterback.
Horrible coach.
One and done. Get him out of here.
Mike,
Mike, that's the most ignorant
I'm
statement.
just going to become a doomsayer Brown fan. Get them all out of here. Trade Nick Chubb. Trade Myles Garrett.
Mike, get on to the extreme.
How many Hall of Fame quarterbacks sucked their first fucking game?
A lot.
DTR is a backup quarterback.
Yeah. DTR was supposed to throw for 5 touchdowns, and
you got a rookie quarterback throwing the ball 55 times in his first game. You didn't exactly set him up to succeed.
No. And they looked unprepared. That's on the coaching
You'll
staff.
defend Jedrick or get the fuck out of the league.
I've said Jed
say
Wills.
DTR needs to go.
Actually, our whole O line looks awful.
Cedric.
Whatever
I
the
don't
fuck
even
is
know.
Wyatt
his name.
Teller is actually one of the worst right guards in football right now. Joe looks old. Ethan Poshich looks like the guy we got out of Seattle instead of the guy last year. DeJuan Jones looks okay, but that's about it.
Well, a lot of it's because they're not used to throwing the ball this many times. They're in pass pros so much.
We
Again,
got
that's
run
actually-
blocking linemen.
Our pass pro rating is like 8. Our run blocking grade is like 30.
Our pass pro sucks.
I mean, I don't know what it is after the Ravens game, but after the Titans game, we were at like 8. It might be worse after the Ravens
Yeah, it's
game
probably a fucking whatever now.
because you were
Our pass
adjusting
pro stinks.
a new set of like reads and a new oh my god, I can't even think of the word. Progression.
Lieutenant Lynch, welcome to the Lieutenant Dangle. Welcome to the live. We're right here. First Corey gave us a breakdown of the Falcons win today. And then Mike kind of gave us a little news update about the Browns' possible trades for Michael K. Cabot.
Wait a minute. The Falcons won a game?
Yeah, they're 3-2.
Falcons don't look bad.
Yeah, they're not bad. They just need a good quarterback. They'll be all right.
Yeah.
Maybe get Justin Fields in the offseason. But so then my dad and Mike got a little debate here about is Kevin Stefanski, should he stay around? Should he not? Because my dad said he predicts Stefanski, like he said last week, still get fired.
Oh yeah.
What do
he's
you
gone.
see the rest of the year, Lieutenant Dangle?
Ooh,
From the Browns or from what? What are we
The
talking
Browns.
about? One particular team?
Yeah, we'll go with the Browns.
Oh, okay, so starting with the Browns, I already gave you my prediction. If we lose to the Colts, he's gone. Because we're sitting at what, 2-2?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if we're sitting 2-4, if we lose this game next Sunday, which we play the 49ers, so probably gonna lose because they have a really, really good coach
An
that knows how to
unbelievable defense.
use all of his offensive weapons. What'd you say?
And they got a hell of a front now, too, on defense. That front is unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
My
Oh yeah.
gosh.
I mean, they got a head coach that knows how to use all of his talent, and he's a great offensive mind. Also, I believe has ties to Ohio somehow. I believe, right? There's
You said
something
what?
there. The 49ers head coach, doesn't he have ties to Ohio somehow?
Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he
What,
was
didn't
the
his
OC.
dad used to coach somewhere?
He was the OC of the Browns when Manziel was here. It was the Brian Hoyer era.
Okay, yeah. So we didn't even. Yeah, he got nothing to coach. He had Josh Gordon, who wanted to smoke weed all day, couldn't stay on the field, and
Hell of a talent.
biggest waste of talent in the NFL history.
Yeah, that guy should have been a Hall of Famer.
Should have been.
He
a
was
Hall of
that
Famer.
good.
Maybe the
He was
greatest
that
of all
good.
time. If you put
Yeah,
him
he
on
was that good.
on a team with a good quarterback, with a good offensive coordinator, that dude could have been the greatest of all time.
That guy was unreal.
Just a freak athlete.
Yeah.
Anywho, so if I've already given my prediction, I think if the Browns lose
Well,
these
here,
next two games,
what do you see happening? Because you're saying if they lose, what do you predict happening?
I think we're going to lose the next two games.
So you think we're going to lose to the Colts too?
Yeah.
I don't see. See, I don't think we're going to lose to the Colts. I could see us losing to the Niners because it's a hell of a front.
You
I
got
don't know if we're
Zach
gonna stick out
Moss,
the
who
bye.
just set career highs. Just had a career high day.
Zach
And they
Moss.
got JT coming back.
And they paid Jonathan Taylor, God bless his soul.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years, $26.5 million fully guaranteed. Guaranteed, worth up to I think $45.5 million
Yeah.
with bonuses and escalators and shit.
Yeah.
So you got a motivated JT coming back because now he wants to make that money. You've got
Thanks,
Zach
Mom.
Moss, who's coming off a career high game. So they're probably gonna work both of them.
Well, we can hear you.
Sorry, Lou just tried to call me.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
They're going to be working both of those guys in, so they'll have a back with fresh legs the entire game. Don't know what's going on with Richardson because I haven't watched any football today. Because we took Luka to a farm. Yeah, I know he didn't come back in the game, I don't think. I think Minshew Mania took over and they ended up winning that game today.
Yeah.
I mean, Minshew is kind of like a Baker Mayfield. You never know what you're going to get with him. But when Minshew comes out there dick swinging with the confidence, he's a dangerous man. You know what I mean?
He's running that offense a lot better because with
Gardner Minshew is not going to beat us. My God.
I don't know because I don't know.
The dude's got confidence. The dude ain't afraid to.
Is everybody really crazed after we lost to the Ravens when DTR was in there? Like,
I have confidence.
We're not. Gardner Minshew's not a rookie playing his first game.
Right, Gardner Minshew is just a trash quarterback. He's just a guy. Somebody I found tailgating, and they had him starting a quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars for a while. What are you talking about?
Tailgating.
So is Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, so
exactly.
Right.
If Gardner Minshew was on the Steelers, he'd be their starting quarterback.
Over Pickett? I thought Pickett actually looked pretty good in that fourth quarter today. Jalen Warren's unbelievable. They may need to consider starting him, but
I don't know why they haven't.
Yeah, he's unreal.
I did watch some of the highlights, and I was listening to some of the stuff, and he made some big plays when they needed it. I don't know what's going on with Najee Harris. It feels like he's got no extra step, no.
Yeah, once the hole's not there, it's a.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
He just
can't. It feels like if it's not a wide open hole, Najee Harris can't create. You know what I mean? Like he's not like a Nick Chubb, where Nick Chubb can make one move and move a defender where he needs them to go, and then step on it, and you know what I mean. All of a sudden, turns a 2-yard loss into a 3-4 yard gain. You know what I mean? It's the little things like that make.
What's what that Jalen Warren did today? I mean, he was hurdling dudes, 2 spin moves. Juking guys, just bulldozing. I mean, that Jalen Warren guy is pretty impressive. But I'm gonna give here. I'll give Pickett his props though. At the end of the game, when they need to make those throws, he stepped up and made them. And George Pickens is a hell of a player. That guy's
I
unreal.
Pickens on my bench today, and I think he did like 26 fantasy points or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's really their only real weapon. I think that's real dangerous on the outside.
Yeah, Freiermuth was out today for them.
But I mean, here when Pickett needed to get it done, he got it done. I mean, he had some nice throws there in the back shoulder fades. I mean, made the right read there. I know that it was kind of weird watching that game because every time they would go bad, the fans would just start yelling "Fire Canada." That's all they would chant, just "Fire Canada," and then they still won the game. So, but yeah, I mean, here I think I'm not worried about our defense because I think. What Jim Schwartz has done in 4 games, I think it's been pretty damn impressive. I just think last week in that game, when your offense goes to have so many 3 and outs, your defense gets tired, especially a team like Baltimore that run the ball so well. That's their identity. So you're going to get gassed out if you're not getting enough reps on the sideline. That's just football. But I like our defense. I think
gassed out. You should have been in that bathroom like 15 minutes ago. Ooh wee!
Would you light it up?
Ooh-wee.
What'd you eat for dinner?
What did I have for dinner? I had some boneless wings, which, by the way, can I go on a record here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Boneless wings is the biggest fucking scam in the history of Earth. They're just fucking chicken nuggets with sauce on them.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
They don't even use chicken wing meat in the damn boneless wings. It's just a bunch
Where'd
of
you get 'em
ground
from?
up Papa Jizzles.
You got Papa
You got
John's boneless
boneless?
wings?
It's from Papa
They're
John.
brand new. Figured I'd give them a chance. Got them. They look like goddamn chicken
Why?
nuggets. And they don't even sauce them that good. It looked like they put a drizzle of sauce on them. It's not like they tossed them in the sauce and coated them. No, it was like a little drizzle. I had to break out
couldn't
my
get
own
that
Sweet
right.
Baby Rays,
Yeah.
slather them up real good so I could.
Oh man, they couldn't get that right. But
They can't even sauce the dang wings. Anywho,
Mm.
I just had to get off my chest. I was yelling at Dushka earlier. I was like, "This is a damn scam. This is chicken nuggets."
she's probably gonna be yelling at you here in a little bit once that bathroom starts to air out.
Well, I leave the
Yeah.
exhaust fan on for a solid 15, 20 afterwards.
Yeah, no, you need about
Spray some
45 minutes.
Febreze
Just like,
up in it.
just like you said on Friday, 45 minutes. You know, just like you said, movie Friday, 45 minutes. But
But anyway, to finish my thing, I do think we lose the next two games.
damn,
I do think the Colts beat us. I just think they're gonna pound us into to a point where defense is gonna get tired, and which is our
They're going to
strong
pound
suit.
the second best run defense in the league with Zach
Yeah.
Moss.
You got two
With Zach Moss.
and Jonathan Taylor. You're gonna pound it. They're gonna run the play action on us.
How many yards does Derrick Henry have against us?
Yeah, Derrick Henry's fucking old, bro. He's been in the
What?
league for
Oh, is he?
8-9 years now.
well, but the offense was able to improvise a little bit more that day.
Wow.
When's the last time Derrick Henry
But-
ran for over 100 yards this year?
This year?
Yeah, I don't think he has once.
I don't know. How many times is Jonathan Taylor?
He's paid now.
Jonathan Taylor's coming in fresh. He hasn't.
Oh! But no. How many times has he run for 100 yards?
Yeah, but Jonathan.
He'll be fine.
Derrick
Answer the
Henry
question!
actually played 5
He'll be
games.
fine. He's 24 years old. He'll be fine.
Oh.
And he's got
It's
20 he's
logicking.
Derrick Henry's like what, 27?
Well, Derrick Henry's
28?
got a lot more miles on him, but JT will be just fine. He's got Quentin Nelson
Yeah,
up front.
and he's
a
coming
bad
in
dude.
fresh, bro.
He's fresh. I'm sure he's been staying in shape, but he'll be fine. He played today too, so he's got a little feel. He'll be fine. And that's what next. He's got another week after this. So
Well, the reason is the Browns defense will be on the field the whole damn game. So I don't give a
that's the
shit
problem.
what defense you have. They're going to be gassed out.
We have the lowest third down percentage out of any team in the league. Deshaun Watson's out there. We have as far as 3 and outs go, we don't go 3 and out when Deshaun Watson's playing. We're right up.
We saw how they looked against the Pittsburgh front. How are they going to look next week against the 49ers front?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, Pittsburgh knows us well. They play us every year. I mean, we haven't played the 49ers since Baker's rookie year. So I guess we'll see.
Now.
Yeah, but knowing us doesn't do anything. You do realize that there's things called film and tape. And
knowing us definitely does something. We watch a division game and then watching a game against players.
I'm talking about the scheme. Scheme, coach, game plan, scheme.
Oh,
scheme.
Did they get it back?
Yeah.
The Cowboys got it back?
Yeah, McCaffrey fumbled at the goal line.
Yeah, good tackle by whoever number 2 is. Oh, I think his hand was down. They might want to review that. But that's all it is. Depends on the offense.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah. To fix my thing, to finish what I was saying, I think they're going to wear us down on defense. The Colts defense is obviously not the greatest.
I think they're a bad team.
They are, but they're
I still think
they're good enough to.
He didn't have control of it while he was down.
I think we could still do what we did to Tennessee to the Colts. I still think we'll beat the Colts. I think
we beat the Niners.
I look at the next 3 games. I think the 49ers and the one after the Colts, the Seahawks game on the road in Seattle. Those are the 2 games that you're really going to be like, okay, how good are we? Really, is this offense legit? Or did they fix their problems? Did they, open up a little more? Is Deshaun not scrambling around trying to make something out of nothing, playing hero ball, or is it like some of the plays we've seen this year, where it looks like it's, like the
that's a fumble. He went down.
Amari Cooper touchdown. But here's what I don't like is the way we're putting players on the field. It's like we said last week, Jeremy. How come we don't move or put Amari inside more? Put Elijah in different route concepts. Like do different things. We're a little too bland. I think what hurt last week when you go back and watch it, when I went back and watched that all 22 of that game, we had DPJ running 20-yard dig routes. And he can't get open off a dig route. He's not fast enough. The guy can't get open consistently. He can't create separation. I don't think DPJ is a starter, to be honest with you. But that's the problem. I mean, can we get a little more like creative with the chess pieces and stop playing checkers?
DPJ doesn't win in man-to-man stop coverage. DPJ is the kind of receiver that can excel in like when teams are playing zone. He can find the soft spot. You know what I mean, and stop his route or sit where he needs to, like he did in college. But he's not going to beat somebody one-on-one. Granted, anybody can get it open. Anybody can get open once or twice on a slant route, or an out.
Pass by that.
I think they need to do something where they definitely need to put Amari in the slot more, move him around on the field, like the 49ers do with all of their guys.
Or what I saw Ryan Day do yesterday with Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
What Ryan Day did yesterday with Marvin Harrison, he started getting them going. He moved them inside, put them in different route concept, kept feeding him the ball. That's what you got to do. Take pressure off your quarterback.
Absolutely.
Dak Prescott.
Give him the easy throws. I'll take a 4 or 5 yard completion on first down. It doesn't have to be a 30-yard shot or a 15-yard shot. Take the 4 or 5 yards.
A lot of times too, if your run game's not going, that's how you make up for it. It's just little short completions. You're still getting the 4 or 5 yards. I mean, that's
what you do.
That's what
and you're still
good football players, coaches do.
A lot of those are wide completions towards the boundaries.
Yeah.
So you're spreading that defense out, making them, you're making them game tackle them.
Yeah. And this is why I say you use Elijah Moore
to make
differently.
Somebody miss in open space. Elijah Moore has that shift ability.
Yeah.
That shiftiness to him. Amari Cooper can, he's a big enough guy. He can either make you miss or, he's a hard solo tackle for a DB.
He's a great route runner.
Yeah. Even Kareem. Moving Kareem out as a third receiver. Kareem has shown in the past that he could.
That's a hell of a play.
He can make people miss.
I didn't see it yet.
Oh, wait till you see it.
Yeah,
what happened?
We'll see.
What's the score?
Make a good player, the offense.
That's what we need to see is a lot more creativity. I mean, what we've seen recently ain't going to get it done.
Yeah, and by creativity, I don't mean running jet sweeps on 3rd and 1.
No, not jet sweeps behind the back, running backwards toward the sideline on the short hash of the field. And they didn't even execute it properly. If you're going to run that play
and say that I hate anybody who runs jet sweeps to the short side of the field.
Right.
It's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard in my life.
And they didn't even
the Hoban game the other night griping about it.
They didn't even line up the formation
I'm like, why
properly.
would they run that to the short side?
It was the pre-snap
3rd and 3. I'm like, why? I'm like, the Hoban guys, got speed. Glenville had a ton of speed. It's like, okay, if you got speed on speed, at least give them the space to create. Don't jam him up in this tight little space.
The pre-snap formation was so bad. They didn't even line it up properly in pre-snap. If you go back and watch it. And why is my quarterback turning around and handing it to him behind his back? You're taking the ball further away from the line of scrimmage. Everything should be in front and downhill. It's like just the whole play. And you're going against the Ravens linebackers. You watch the Ravens linebackers.
You know what I don't mind if they would run off of that? If you're going to run that jet sweep, okay, You've got an athletic quarterback, and say what you want, but I think Jerome Ford is a good enough back. Okay,
Second-year
he's
player.
doing a damn good job for the circumstances that he's in right now. Okay, I have zero gripes about Jerome. Lack of rushing yards has been because the offensive line play hasn't been great. I'm not blaming it on Jerome.
Terrible.
When there's he's been getting hit in the backfield right after he gets the ball on half the plays that he's been run. What I want them to do is with an athletic quarterback, just like they did with RG3, just like you saw, what Texas did with what's his name, the Heisman guy back in the day.
Who?
Vince Young.
Vince Young.
Fake the jet sweep. No, it's okay. Run the jet sweep. Okay, and then later on in the game, do the fake jet sweep and then run the option with Deshaun and the back and make
Like
the
the Ravens
DN make
do.
a decision.
Like the Ravens run it.
It is a matchup nightmare for linebackers and DN to have an athletic quarterback that can also run it. You put that DN in oh shit mode where I either have to take the back, I'm committing to taking the back, or I'm committing to take the quarterback. And if he commits on the quarterback, Deshaun can flip it to Jerome Ford. Now Jerome Ford's running forward with the ball at top speed in space. He can make somebody miss. And then teams aren't just pummeling you. When's the last time we ran a fake jet sweep? Where he actually,
Never.
they run like the motion of a jet sweep, but he never snaps it and fakes it like he's handing it off to him.
I haven't really seen anything. When we do a trick play, it's just a trick play. And then when we do a basic play or normal play call, it's just a basic concept.
I can remember watching that game live.
Oh, the Vince Young?
No, the 81 championship game, 49ers. They were just showing the 49ers and with a catch, Dwight Clark. It's crazy. I was 4 years old. I still remember watching that.
I remember the Vince Young game was against USC.
I always thought that was one of the most dominant performances ever by a single player. I mean, he was unbelievable in that game.
He was a bad dude, and Troy Smith was a bad dude too. We go back and watch some Troy Smith highlights.
Yeah,
Troy Smith is going real. Corey, let's get back to you, bud. I know you've been up there waiting patiently, watching us Browns fans argue about our team. I'm gonna put this up on the screen, Corey. I'll get your take as an outsider looking in from the AFC North. Here's the standings right now after today. At the Steelers at the top, 3-2, tied with the Ravens, but they got the tiebreaker. Ravens in second, Browns third, and the Bengals last. What stands out to you here, Corey, and kind of what do you see playing out the rest of the year as an outsider?
Well, Joe Burrow looked like Joe Burrow today. Him and Chase connected, 19 times? Looks like Joe Burrow back
Chase
on
had a
the
monster game.
prowl again, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, a slow start for the Bengals at 2-3. The Ravens look depleted without J.K. Dobbins in the run game. As much as I love Lamar Jackson, wide receivers are dropping balls left and right.
Yeah.
I mean, the Browns
wide
are still
receivers
in
ain't hit puberty yet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Did you see that drop by Aguilar today?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
That was bad. I mean, I've never seen a drop that bad in my life. I mean, Lamar couldn't have thrown a prettier ball.
Right.
It just went right through his hands.
Right.
Well, Bateman dropped that walk-in touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Zay Flowers looked lost at times.
Yeah.
But
Odell, he can't stay healthy either. I mean,
he's.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's too early to tell who's going to win that division, but
who do you like right now?
Right now, I mean, Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to get hot. You know, they're going to. Browns still have a chance. You know, as long as they can. I feel like they're spread offense instead of under center with Deshaun. Pittsburgh. I mean, at 3-2, that's kind of that's surprising for me at least, to see that.
Yeah.
They're overachieving a little bit. They played
Yeah, their
division games.
defense is unreal.
But
They're lucky to be 3-2. They're negative 31 in net points.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, their
their
defense
run game is
unreal.
horrible. They got no run game. Defense is trash.
The Steelers?
Yeah, I don't think their defense is.
I think their defense is elite. I think that's what's carried them is that defense. I think that's why they're 3-2 is because the Watt's
Honestly,
unguardable.
Yeah,
Luck.
Corey, look at their net points, dude, and they're 3-2. Their defense isn't trash.
No, that's what won in the game today was the defense.
I mean, they're playing rivalry games. So
Well, then you guys also got to factor in that the Browns gave them 2
Well
defensive
played.
touchdowns this year. So they really should be negative 45.
yeah.
They're three. Yeah, I mean, I
running
think their defense is pretty good.
No, they're pretty good. They got Watt and Highsmith together, a pretty damn good combo.
Yeah.
And Joey Porter looks really good. Their defense is
Yeah,
always
JJ
good.
He's carried.
Everybody's got a tush push now.
But Mike, looking at the
Yeah.
standings here in the AFC North, you heard Corey.
So proud.
Corey thinks the Bengals are high. I'm not that high on the Bengals. Like, I'm kind of like
I'm
you,
not
Mike.
high.
I'm not that high on the Bengals. I don't like the way they're built. I mean, I think the offense can score points. I don't like their defense a lot, though, to be honest with you.
Just go through this out.
And the O-line. What is this?
So proud she threw this out on the trash.
Okay. All right. I guess she's not voting for him. But anyways, Mike, back to the standings. What do you kind of see you're playing out the rest of your Mike? Who do you like right now in the North? Taking your.
I
fantasy
really
lineup.
think Jedrick Wills is the top offensive lineman in the league right now. Everybody's dog.
Haven't I said he looked awful? Joseph, why does Jeremy? Jeremy, you're just outing yourself that you don't listen to the show. If anything, but yeah, no. Where I'm at with the AFC North, I think the Ravens are playing really, really well. I honestly think the Steelers are getting lucky, just with like their offense doing just enough. But I think as they start to play like more teams outside of our own division, because they also have to play the NFC West, I think they're going to keep getting smoked. I think they're going to drop rather quickly, and we split with the Ravens and the Steelers every year. I think that's still going to be the case. I think we're still in it. I still like the Browns' chances. Hopefully, out of the bye week, we look a little bit better. Nice check down. But at least of right now, if I'm just going by what I've seen, I do like the Ravens a little bit more. I thought Todd Monken's offense wouldn't look very well with Lamar, but Lamar's been slinging that everywhere. Zay Flowers, I really liked him coming out of the draft, and he looks decent.
It looks really.
He's doing a lot with very little right now. Lamar Jackson is. Odell Beckham Jr. is a shell of himself, but Mark Andrews is still great, and their run game is really good. And the Ravens' defense is just well coached. So I think the Ravens right now. I think if I had to make a determination as to what is going to be, I think the Ravens could finish 11-6. We could be 10-7 at the second with like a high wild card position. I think the Steelers are going to finish like 8-9, and I think the Bengals. I think the Bengals might be like a 5-12 team, 6-11 team this year. I'm not even joking. They just look not right. I can't put my finger on it. The offense isn't clicking the way it should. And even today, they struggled mightily. Like, I watched that game. They struggled against the Cardinals, who have nobody. So, I don't know. I don't like the Bengals this year. I don't know what happened. I don't know if Jesse Bates was the glue.
I don't like the Bengals either.
It's just weird. The Bengals are a weird team this year. I don't know if it's
I
Joe
don't like
Burrow.
them either. They look more like a high school team the way they're built.
They look
just built on the quarterback and the receivers. Like just.
I think their
score more
ceiling is
points
like
than
7 wins right now. I really do. That's like their ceiling. But
yeah,
I mean, if we beat the Niners, I'd be higher. on the Browns than 10-7, but I still think I said, I think our low ground was 10-7, and I think our ceiling was 12-5. I said that in the offseason. That's the way I still feel, but I'm at the 10-7 mark right now from what I've seen due to injuries, bad luck, and yeah. But if we come out and we play Niners well, we squeak by a win. It's not going to be easy, but we are a competitive team, and we should be able to compete with everybody. I'll be higher, but we got to be strong out of the bye and put on a good showing. But that's where I'm at. I think it shakes out Ravens, Browns, Steelers, Bengals right now.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are probably the safest bet because, you're going to get from them. I think John Harbaugh is a damn good coach. I think both the Harbaughs are great coaches, but
go CD.
Yeah.
You're going to get from them. Although I don't like the Ravens in the second half of games. Their offense has been kind of not good the second half
It's
of games.
weird. Yeah, they've never been a second half team. That's just like a Harbaugh.
There's a lot of ifs on that team too. I still think kind of like but just like Aguilar and Odell. And, it's like Bateman. I think Zay Flowers. Yeah, if Aguilar catches that ball today, they probably win that game. You never know. What the game would have won. If he would have caught that ball, I would have scored a touchdown there.
If Odell Beckham Jr. could still catch a 50-50 ball too. That pick in the end.
I don't know why they expect that though. He's coming off with 2 ACLs. He's older. I don't.
Ooh, touchdown!
Guy to me, but
Turpin. Damn.
Hey Joseph.
But yeah.
I promised the wife I'd watch an episode with her, so I do got to jump before we go to bed.
Bye, Jeremy. Thank you for your horrible football takes. Love you.
Love you too, buddy. I miss you, dude.
I miss you, buddy. We'll get one.
See you later, Lieutenant Dingle. Thanks for coming on episode 100.
I'll see you in the morning.
Absolutely. Congratulations, dude. That's a huge accomplishment. I'm proud of you. And,
Thank you.
Just keep on keeping on. One foot in front of the other.
Absolutely. Love you, brother. I'll see you.
Love you, bro.
All right. Later.
I'll see you guys in the morning, except for Mike.
Yeah. You will not.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Later. Thanks. All right. No, I think it's a fair take. Dad, what's your take here on the AFC North? I'll put it back up for you. There you go.
Well, I'm with you. I don't think the Bengals are gonna have some resurgence. I don't know. I think Burrow's. I think his head's jacked up,
and he's injured.
Yeah, but sometimes you wonder, can he get over? Some guys just get their head. The injuries ruin their head. You know what I mean? They can't play freely. So I don't see them making a comeback later on in the season. But like I said last week, I've been critical of Lamar Jackson, his ability to throw the ball, and he certainly has improved. So I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, but he looked a lot better last week. That's the first time I've actually sat and watched him in a while. So I think it's going to come down to Browns. It should come down to the Browns or them. Just depends on what the hell the Browns do with their offense. It's just that's what it all comes down to. The Browns should be the favorite. They should be the favorite in that division.
I agree.
But their defense is certainly playing well, the best in the division, but their offense is just not playing well. So if that offense does not get on track, and I want it to. I don't want to have to change coaches. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to make that change. But it just seems like it's the same shit 4 years ago. We'll have a game where they play really well, but if you Mike, you're talking about a sample. You're talking about a sample. If you sample 10 games, you're probably going to get 3 good offensive performances out of 10 in the last 4 years. That's about what it's going to be. It's just not. That's not going to do it.
No.
So as of right now, I say it's Baltimore. Based on what I've seen so far in the first 4 weeks, I say it's Baltimore. It's going to win the division, and it shouldn't be. It's a shame.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends on the offense. It depends if they can, just be consistent. That's all.
But
There's just no consistency. It's like
the
you
other
said,
thing
1
is,
week it looks great, and then the next 3 weeks it looks like 50-50.
right, there's just
trash.
no consistency. But it's not going to be allowed to happen. You got too much money tied up, especially with the quarterback. And here's the other thing, dude. You bust ran your quarterback last week.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
yeah. Corey, did you see that one, Corey? What
Oh, yeah.
Stefanski's comments about Deshaun?
Yeah,
What'd you think
I
of
read
that?
Yep, Akron Beacon Journal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what? So the locker room's just all intact right now. You know what I mean? They're gonna. I mean, him and Deshaun Watson and Stefanski are just gonna come out firing together this weekend. Why? And here's the thing: you got to answer is why does Stefanski do it? What's he know that we don't know? He knows his ass on the
I don't
hot
know why he
seat.
did it. That's what everybody. Yeah. Well, yeah,
He's
he
trying to
knows he
cast
has to get it
blame.
done this year.
But
Yeah.
but okay, but if
And
even if
it's very tragic.
Stefanski's right, why didn't the guy play?
Right.
Why wouldn't he come out and play? So something's wrong.
Yeah.
There's certainly something wrong. No, that's obvious.
Yeah,
And
because Watson told everybody on Friday that he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play." Everybody expected him to play, but then all of a sudden, when it got to Sunday, it just hour and a half for the game. I'm not playing. So I don't know what's going on. It was just very odd. The whole thing was odd. Why Stefanski said all that on Monday, and I don't. It's just there's some things you just shouldn't say, and he said it which was odd because he's usually very calculated. You usually get nothing out of him, but not there. He it just doesn't really add up. It's kind of odd.
this whole season, he seems out of character in press conferences. He seems
Even
like
on the sideline, he's a little more animated this year. Like he just doesn't see. He's a little something. Yeah, I agree. It's just like
he's under duress.
Yeah, he's under duress. I think there's pressure put on him. I think I'm gonna stand by it. I think the report. I thought it was odd. The timing. It wasn't here. Shit don't get thrown out of nothing. I mean, you think that these rumors that get a lot of traction or come from nowhere, then you probably don't know what you're talking about. The Jim Harbaugh thing going into the season, the first week of the season, that comes out that Monday, I think it was, on ESPN, and it was reported all over. JB even said he heard it too, and JB has a lot of connections. He knows a lot of these coaches in the pros. It's it's floating out there. Jim Harbaugh might be the guy that they like, who also they tried trading for in 2014. So this ownership does like Jim Harbaugh, and Jim Harbaugh likes them too. But again, I mean, why was that floated out there going into the season, week 1?
Well, yeah, but who put it out there? Was it Harbaugh's camp or was it the Browns camp?
From nowhere, right? It don't just come from nowhere. They didn't come out and shoot it down.
What if? Okay, let's
Andy
just
Berry
say
fan the flames a little bit.
Let's just say that the Browns offense starts to play a little bit better. It's not playing like it should. It's playing a little bit better. And let's just say that the Browns had knowledge that Jim Harbaugh wants to get the hell out of Michigan because they shit on him.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you keep Stefanski? Do you make the run, or is Harbaugh an upgrade over Stefanski?
Jim Harbaugh, the Harbaughs are one of the best football coaches in general, pro and college in the world.
So I don't give a shit what Stefanski's doing. You ditch his ass. You know what I mean? That's like keeping an 8-car guy and passing up on a 40-car guy. You know what I mean?
I mean, Jim Harbaugh, Deshaun Watson.
Dude, this game's awesome. The hitting.
Yeah,
McCaffrey just got this. This reminds me of those old school, those 90s Niners Cowboys playoff games.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link if there's anybody watching that wants to come and join this conversation. Feel free to come on up here. We'd love to talk to you guys. You come to hang out with us three until Mike said he'll be back in a minute. I don't know where he went. Somebody called him.
All you guys out there watching, come on! It's his 100th episode. Join. Come on screen. Let's go. 100 episodes. I've seen the work firsthand. I've seen everything he's put into it, all the imagery he's put into it, everything he's done. Come on and celebrate, please.
If you guys go to where it'll say comments and go to live chat, that's where the link will be. It's this link here on the screen. Just click on that and it'll take you to the backstage. You can put your name in the whole thing come on. Our buddy Dan's in the comments now. Dan, you missed a heated debate between Mike and Dad. Mike was defending Kevin Stefanski, and my dad gave his opinion. Mike said my dad was what do you say you were, an old decrepit Browns fan that just I don't know what Mike was saying.
You know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah. Happy 100th, Rusty. Appreciate you, Dan. Congratulations on the success with the show. By your 200th episode, let's hope that the name Kevin Stefanski isn't mentioned again. Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping it's like Jim Harbaugh. That's what I'm hoping.
Dan, you're just an old decrepit Browns fan. You're just a doomsdayer, according to Mike.
Yeah, Dan, I emailed you the link to your work email if you want to come up. But I know you might be a little busy. But yeah, we're old. I'm not old though. I'm younger than Mike, and I agree with you because I played football. I mean, what do you? I'm not the only person that's saying it. Hell, even Corey, an outsider. Corey, what'd you say the offense was?
About Stefanski.
Yeah, what's the word you said?
He's stagnant. The offense.
But when I asked you earlier, though, I said, how did you describe it?
Trash.
There you go, trash.
Now, Corey, our offense is trash.
Actually, let's go to the Falcons, Corey. I'm gonna go to your division. I think that's a interesting division right now.
Very interesting. The Buccaneers are an interesting team.
The Saints blew out the Patriots today. Let me pull this up here.
Did you guys watch that off topic? Did you guys see the highlights of that Miami game? The Hurricanes and the
oh yeah, and the
Georgia
dude fumbled.
Why did he not take a knee?
Yeah, so anybody didn't see it. I'm gonna see if I can find a highlight. Put it on the screen.
Oh my gosh! And then they blown coverage with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, hold on. I'll be back.
Oh my god!
Let me see if I can find this. I
didn't see it. Joseph was telling me about it today.
Yeah, they were up 17 to 17 to 20. Yeah. No timeouts for
26 seconds left or something.
God, this is a great game. Gosh darn, man, they are hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Georgia Tech had no timeouts left. I think I can play this one here. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can put it. Yeah, Georgia Tech had no timeouts left. They were down 3. Game was over.
Yeah.
All you do is just take a knee and go home, right, Dad?
Take a knee and go home.
That's it. I mean, not even the fumble. Why risk one of your guys getting injured?
And homeboy fumbled the ball. The dude fumbled the ball. Hold on, let me see if I can play this. I think I can play this one here. I don't think this guy cares. So let me pull it up here. Yeah. Let's see. Is this it? Okay, I got it right here. Yeah, it was 37 seconds left.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech. Even when you see it, when I put it on the screen, you're just going to shake your head.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing as a coach.
Sorry, the boss called. Had to answer.
Mike, did you see this Miami-Georgia Tech ending last night?
Oh, didn't Miami? Wasn't like a fake fumble?
Yeah, here, I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on full
Take a
screen.
knee and the game's over.
Yeah, so as you can see, Georgia Tech, it's 17 to 20. Georgia Tech has no timeouts, 37 seconds left. What do you do, Mike?
You take a knee.
You take a knee and you go home. What do you think Miami did? About to find out.
That's it. Here's Chaney. The straight ahead, tackled, and the ball popped out.
You got to read the clock. Read the card. I mean, to me,
Georgia Tech has it with 26
they
seconds
ran
left.
the ball. Look at his face.
Kennard comes up with the fumble.
Did you see Mario Cristobal's face?
That's the face of a man.
Right there.
I'm
Look
fired.
at his face. Oh shit! I just.
Oh my gosh!
Take a knee.
Oh my god! Take a knee. Look at that face.
The coach said they were trying to get a first down. That's what he said in his press conference. Our goal was to get the first down. I was like, what?
Yeah, we're trying to get You just take a knee.
Game's over. You guys go to 5-0.
Right. I mean, what do you look at his face? Oh yeah.
That's
so
great.
then it gets better.
Oh
And
yeah, it
fast
gets
forward
even
here to when
better.
Georgia Tech has the ball.
Oh my
It gets
gosh.
even better, Mike. Wait till you see this.
So with 26 seconds left, Miami commits its 4th turnover of the night on the fumble by Chaney.
It's not
4 turnovers.
Snap to King. Miami
This is
brings
mind-blowing.
4. King's in trouble. Throw it behind.
Okay,
The
so
intended receiver
not
Cooley
there. But hold on
incomplete.
a second.
Get away
This is
down the field.
mind-blowing.
3 to the field for King. Up in the pocket. Going to loop it down the field. And it is caught. And that's Rutherford, who hangs on to it in Miami territory.
And the fact that that guy got out of bounds right there is just like, number one, how did he catch the ball? It was a horrible throw.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't. I mean, it gets worse, folks. If you're a Miami fan, it got worse.
You got to get up and clock it. The cleats have got to be in the ground as soon as the whistle, as soon as they wind it. You got to clock it.
Here's King. He will clock it.
All right, so 10
4
seconds left in the
come off
game.
The clock with the receivers to the top of the screen. Here's King from the pocket. Flush to his right with 6. 5. Going to loop it downfield. And ball is gone. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
Crazy.
With 1 second to go in the ball game.
Oh my
Christian
gosh.
Leary. Hall-
Dude, I would just
Yeah.
like uninstall.
Fair
That's
use
like
on
if
that
you were
video,
playing
fair
Madden.
use.
That's like if you were playing Madden and that happens to you, you just uninstall the game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's happened to me with the last Madden.
That
Like, I'll
even
play-
got
There
down.
he is.
Did you just see that? Did you just see what we just watched?
I did watch that. I saw that. It's
That
good football
was-
right there.
Yeah, yeah, phenomenal football.
Joseph, tomorrow I want you to text me and tell me to call Eric Briding. He's a Hurricane fan. He was just at the store talking shit. So text me tomorrow and remind me to call Eric Briding. All right.
Nice. Sorry, I was going to wait till halftime to come on because this game is just great football to watch right
This
now.
is great, man.
Yeah,
That's
this
what I've
is
been
what I
saying.
wanted to see. This is what I wanted to see all year. This is good football.
This
But,
watching this makes me think that Jerome Ford will be hurt next week
He's gonna have a hell of a time, that's for sure.
because these Niners linebackers do not play.
That whole front is unbelievable.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Well, and they just got Randy Gregory too, right?
Yeah, they just got him for nothing. I mean,
If he can stay non-suspended.
yeah,
and healthy.
Yeah.
yeah. that was- But
Didn't Randy Gregory get traded to the Broncos and only play like 5 games or something hilarious like that?
yeah, was he with the Cowboys?
Yeah. He only played 5 games for the Broncos.
God,
That's
Yep.
crazy.
that's awesome.
That's crazy. But
So-
well, welcome
Whatever
on in.
happened to
Welcome.
Darius White?
Who?
Where
Darius
he-
White.
Yeah,
Who?
he was a really good pass rusher for the Cowboys, and he just like fizzled out. I don't even know what happened to him.
What was his name?
I think it was something White. Am I wrong? I might be wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know either.
I'll look it up later.
At least Darius I know right now is Darius Smith. But
How long is your hair, Mike? Look at that hair. I love it.
Oh yeah, dude.
That
Look at
is just beautiful. Look at that.
Locks, dude.
That is just beautiful. Glorious.
I know. I'm managing a GameStop, so I don't have to get haircuts anymore.
I heard you were still singing the Kevin Stefanski praises earlier before I jumped on here. Shame on
I'm
me
not
for being late.
singing praises. I'm just saying, like, let's not talk
Well-
about firing a guy when we're two at the bye. Like, it's not like
How are you going
guys.
to how are you going to feel when Josh Dobbs, the quarterback we exiled,
Oh
beats
my
us?
God! Don't be one of those guys. Don't be like, oh, Josh Dobbs would have won that game. No, he wouldn't.
I don't like Josh Dobbs either, but I will say that he is proving to be a little bit serviceable in the NFL.
Yeah, he's proven to be serviceable when he knows he's starting. When he starts and has the game plan and has been your starter since week 1, of course you can incorporate things that work for Josh Dobbs when he's not playing a backup. The point of a backup is you go in when you don't know you're going to go in. Yeah, of course Josh Dobbs is playing better than he's ever played. He's been the starter since week 1.
Well, that definitely happened to DTR, didn't it? We threw him to the wolves.
Yeah, and he played like shit. It is what it is. I don't even want to talk about it.
We could have thrown a screen. We could have thrown a screen pass every once in a while, Mike. You know that does help young quarterbacks.
Tried 3. Jerome Poyer got hit. Let's see. Kareem Hunt dropped the ball, and then we did a tight end screen to David Njoku that he juggled and was almost picked.
Well, that's standard.
And then probably if I'm the coach at that point, I'm like, all right, that's not working. Let's try something else. It's just execution. I don't know if it was because legit they didn't know DTR wasn't going in. They didn't have like his snap count down. He didn't know the fucking reads. I don't know what it was, but like honestly, I don't know who could have won that game. I don't know if you put fucking Parcells out there calling plays. I don't know if he wins that game. That's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, Kenny Pickett just beat him today.
That was a very winnable game.
Kenny Pickett beat him today.
And their offenses might be the worst in the league.
It is. But I would argue that it was the special teams that won the Steelers that game and their defense.
But they executed when they needed to.
The Steelers and the again, I mean, the offense wasn't putting our special teams wasn't putting our fucking offense in good positions that game either.
No, but they executed when they needed to, and they fed their best player on offense, Pickens, on the wide out when they needed to, Pickens and Pickett. They executed.
Yeah.
They did well, and they ran the ball pretty well too with their running back.
Imagine that, run the ball.
Right.
Yeah, like you don't drop DTR back 19 times in the first half when he just found out he was starting quarterback 3 days ago. And hey,
the former MVP of the league. The former MVP of the league in the same game threw the ball 19 times.
Was Deshaun cleared to play that game? I heard a report that he was actually cleared to play, and he didn't want to play.
Well, he said that he couldn't go because of his shoulder. At that point, rest him for the bye. Like if he thinks he can't go, don't let him go.
Was he near Njoku's fire pit when he lit it?
Well, what my question is, why did he not want to play? What's going on in that locker room?
He said he couldn't get enough. Hey, what's nothing to do with the locker room? He said he was hurt too bad. He couldn't get enough power.
When I say the locker room, I say between the coach and the quarterback, because the coach comes on. The quarterback or the coach comes on a few days later and bus runs a dude.
Yeah.
Okay. No, he didn't. That's not a bus run. They asked him a simple question and he answered it. What was he going to do? Lie?
You don't say that publicly.
Number one, you don't do that to your quarterback too. Is that the kind of answer Stefanski normally gives?
No.
An honest one most of the time.
Oh my gosh, Mike.
Something to do with game plan.
Good grief.
Mike, let me ask you this. When Stefanski is fired, and I know we talk about this every time on here because it is inevitable that he will, in fact, be fired. Do you think that he's going to get a head coaching job anywhere else for the next 2 to 3 years?
Probably get an OC job somewhere.
Okay, that's not what I asked.
Well, no, any coach that gets fired isn't going to get an immediate head coaching job. That's not how
5
it works.
years. Put 5 years on it. Put 5.
5 years, probably. But that's not the point. So what if he comes out?
You think
all right, let's do the opposite. What if he comes out and he wins the next 4 games? And like everything we've been talking that you guys have been playing about is 6. What if we're 6-2?
What are the
odds? Okay, then you keep.
Are you watching the 49ers play on this TV?
Yeah.
Are you watching the same game I'm watching? They're playing a different sport.
Have you seen the Seattle Seahawks at home?
1999.
All right. I love you, Joseph. Thank you so much for having me.
Come on.
I can't do it.
You can't leave. You cannot
be the voice of season. All right, fine. I won't leave.
Okay, Mike. Jeez. What's that going to do?
No, you can't leave. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you can't leave. But here, I mean, it's football. I mean,
what did I do?
The guy's not a good coach. I don't know.
Hold on. I've been on here 2
we've all
minutes. I'm already canceled.
Canceled. But
canceled myself.
Come on, Mike.
Canceled.
Come on.
All right, I'm not muted, but no, my camera is off. I am getting tired of holding up my phone.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that's different.
Well, you're fine. But no, I don't know. I mean, the 49ers front, what they're going to do to us, I don't with our offensive line, Jed Wills.
I mean, Jedrick Wills, are you kidding me?
He's bad. He's
You might as
awful.
well just put a lazy boy recliner out there and it's stationary. That dude is garbage.
At least the lazy boy will be consistent. I mean, you know what you're getting from it, but that's the problem with Jed. When he gets beat too, like he just quits. His body
That
language.
dude is that dude's checked out.
He is bad. I mean,
He's checked out, buddy.
Yeah, he's. You know, I thought somebody made a good point too. Like, is this offensive line really even built for pass pro as much as they're throwing the ball now? They're so used to Nick Chubb, how much he made it look good. Is this O-line really like built for good more passes in the offense? I don't know.
Well, Chubb certainly covered a lot of shit up.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like we used to do at the Superstore.
But,
now I have to leave legally.
yeah. Oops. But if they do, I expect it to. I think it's trending that direction. If they do fire him, which I think, like I said, I think we expect that. Who do you think, Dan? You think maybe Jim Harbaugh, or what do you think?
I think our head coach is already on the team.
You think they keep Schwartz?
I think that's the whole reason why when we looked for a DC, we found someone with head coaching experience. That gives you the opportunity to fire midseason and just see what he has and put him on the trial interim basis. I mean, I didn't hate necessarily Schwartz when he was the Lions coach. I mean, they had some stuff going against them, but they held their own a little bit, not with near the talent the Browns had either outside of their quarterback and their wide receiver. But I like Schwartz. I like what he's done to the defense for sure. My goodness.
Yeah.
Although they had holes last week. I mean, Grant Delpit is starting to revert back to his old self.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
I think the defense will be fine. I think Grant. Yeah, I think the defense will be fine. I think last week they just got gassed out. I mean, when your offense isn't helping you out at all. I mean,
yeah,
especially a team like the Ravens, and they run how physical they are and they run the ball. I just think they got caught, but I know because I trust Schwartz so much. I think the defense will be fine. I like Schwartz a lot. I still know what would the offense look like under AVP the rest of the year.
Well, that's usually why most head coaches have offensive coordinators.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
right. I mean,
the one game he called, they put 49 up on the Steelers, so that's all we have. He is highly regarded by a lot of other people in the league, past, present, and
Well, yeah, if I was Stefanski, I would hand those responsibilities over and try to insulate himself just in case it didn't work. Then he could protect his own thing. But I think those days are numbered anyway. I mean, even though we have maintained a level of competition we haven't maintained in a long time, our talent pool has never been what it is today. And he has squandered a bunch of riches that we should have been winning and competing way more often and in games and winnable games than we have been. So.
Well, here did they?
I got to ask you, as a Buccaneers fan, go ahead.
Well, did they finally kick Deep Podesta to the curb too?
Oh well.
Yeah, that's the one guy I'm curious about.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's tied in pretty close with Haslam, though, isn't he? I mean, he's sold himself pretty hard to Haslam.
I think he's a problem.
Photos or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. I never liked it. I've never liked that. The guy is in San Diego all week, and he's a big part of the game plan.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense to me at all. I never liked that at all. But yeah, I think if you fire I think Andrew Berry keeps his job. I think Andrew Berry's been pretty good actually.
Yeah, he's. I mean. Mike, are we including Anthony Schwartz and Andrew Berry's picks, or?
Oh yeah, third-round pick doesn't go right. How many third-round picks go right in the league, Dan? What's the percentage rate? Because I know it. Do you?
Wide receivers?
No, of just third-round picks in general that actually stay with their team and don't get cut. Do you know the percentage?
Have you seen the list of wide receivers that were drafted after Anthony Schwartz? Have you seen that list, Mike?
Yeah, I do. I have. But do you know how many third-round picks stay with their team? I know the percentage. Do you know the percentage?
I do not know the percentage, but I do know
7%.
I do know 67% of all percentages are made up on the spot.
Yeah,
Where did
that's the end
Mike
of
go?
Mike.
He just
All right,
went
that's
off.
the end of Mike.
Where's
But,
Anthony's?
yeah, he just
I haven't seen him disappear like this so
We ran him
often
off
since
the
he worked for me.
He's with the
Usually I could just walk out back and he was smoking a cigarette next to a swan.
yeah.
See, now I gotta
He
feel
bounced.
bad. See what you did, Joseph? Now I gotta feel bad. I came on here. Now, Anthony's, come back on here. I know you're listening.
He's back. Hold on,
Don't
he's
be
back.
questioning
He's
me
back.
with made up percentages and then leaving.
There he is. He's back. But, he's back.
Come
Mike,
on, Mike.
we thought you dipped on us.
Oh, no, I accidentally hit the leave button again.
Okay, gotcha. Mike, I appreciate your fandom for the Browns. I really do. I really do. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you will fly that flag no matter what comes down the pipe and what decisions are made and what the season looks like. I appreciate that about you. But that doesn't mean that I can't also comment on it. It is not anything against your fandom when we start throwing those things around. It's just football.
Yeah,
I know.
You let people criticize Stefanski. I think everybody, almost every
I
fan I've seen in
criticize
the comments.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring at least a little area of calm. Like here,
I agree.
If we have a losing season,
Mike,
yeah,
I can't be calm.
I agree.
Mike, we haven't won the division in 35 years. Why am I not calm? I mean, it's
no, I get it.
I've been on this earth for 40 years. We haven't won the
but
division in 35.
Do you understand the point that I'm trying to make, though? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not ready to talk about firing coaches at 2-2 going into week 5 for us. You know what I mean?
Well, you've never been ready to talk about firing Stefanski.
Yeah, this has been talked about for seasons now.
Yeah, this isn't this season. This is last year.
No, but this is the season. Yeah, no, this is the season. He has to succeed or he's gone. I said that in the offseason. I agree with that.
Yeah, but it's going back to what I was saying earlier, Mike. They have so much invested into this team, so much payroll and time, and players losing their patience. They can't wait. They can't wait to not make the playoffs. If they're not trending in the right direction in the next 3 weeks, they got to make a move. They have to and try to salvage the season. John Lynch is a badass.
The AFC's wide open.
We're third in the division. We're 1-2 in our division. We play the Niners next week, which is a loss, and then we
not a loss.
Are
still it is.
3 playing the Cardinals. What's that?
We play the Colts after.
Oh, the Colts. Sorry. Well, great. Gardner Minshew magic.
That's it. Jeremy was on earlier. He thinks they're going to lose the next 2 games, and Stefanski gets fired. That's his prediction. Yeah, we do play the Colts in Indianapolis too.
Yeah. Well, the Colts have Jonathan Taylor back. They are explosive. They don't necessarily need Anthony Richardson to win those games, and they're one of those teams that can show up and beat anybody just randomly, or they get absolutely mollywopped. So you just never know what you got with them. I did see some crazy stat where the Colts lost like 7 home games in a row before today.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Before today lost just 7 straight. I mean, that's crazy. But,
I think it's because was that Ravens game a home game for the Colts? I thought it was.
I'm not sure.
Maybe it was division games.
What, today?
They might have lost 7 division games in a row.
You about the Ravens game? Oh no, they played the Ravens in Baltimore.
It was in Baltimore. Okay.
I did read a book that you guys need to read. I know it's a surprise. I read a book. I know that's a big surprise.
I didn't even know you could.
It did not have superheroes in it, and there was no pro wrestling mentions. But I did.
We gotta talk about some pro wrestling stuff after you finish what you're saying. I have a question for you.
I just did this. All right, love you. So I went to Minnesota on a work trip and read a book that was written by Terry Pluto, and the book was about the 1999 to 2003 Browns, and it was entitled "Your Team Will Never Win While the Browns Have Been Set Up to Lose Since They Came Back." and it is just a telltale. It shows the team leaving the city and why in all his interviews. Then it shows all the mistakes that were made from 99 to 2003 between draft picks, decisions, ownership, management decisions. And it is just the most telling evidence of just the Cleveland debacle in the return. It's amazing.
Who owned the team from 99 to 03, though? Because there was a different owner before Haslam bought it, right?
Yeah, it was Al Lerner. But Al Lerner was in on it with Modell, and it shows how they used this as a way to increase the value. And then they used the open point of Cleveland without an NFL franchise from 95 to 99 for other teams to threaten their own city to build them stadiums or they would move there. So the city of Cleveland being vacant got 6 teams new stadiums built because every single one that said they would move to Cleveland if they didn't build a new stadium all got stadiums, including Tampa Bay. So, and then it just goes one by one through all the draft picks. It's 170 pages, so it's not like a crazy long book, but it does take something compelling enough to keep me reading that and on a flight, and it was very good. I was happy when I read it, and I was like, I need to tell people to read this book. So you need to read that book. One of the greatest quotes from the book as they're going through our busts of draft picks and talking about how our head coach wanted to draft LaDainian Tomlinson, but the ownership and general manager really, really insisted on Gerard Warren and all the other shit that happened during those years. We drafted Raheem Abdullah, and I don't know if you guys remember Raheem Abdullah, the linebacker. He had a troubled past in college. He was always in trouble. He was talented, and he was one of our better players on defense. But in a interview with Terry Pluto, he made mention of the fact that he believes that he will be voting for George Bush in the next election, to which Terry Pluto replied, "The election was 2 weeks ago." and that
oh
and all the other interviews of our idiot players and the people we had on the field is just an amazing testament to Browns fandom and the darkness that we have come out of to be where we are today.
So
our best draft.
Al Lerner was a minority owner with dipshit with Art Modell.
No, they were friends. So Al Lerner, when Modell was trying to move the team, Al Lerner was actively trying to buy it from him, but he wouldn't sell it to him. He wouldn't sell it to him because he didn't want him to turn it into a winner or make him look bad because of their friendship. Yeah. So he made them move it, and then the NFL re-release it. And the summary of like the first few chapters is when the NFL knew the Browns were coming back, they felt like their league and the actual product of the league was at its lowest point because it was kind of, and the Panthers and Jaguars had just gone from an expansion team to 2 years later both making the playoffs, and they wanted to make sure that did not happen to the Browns and that the Browns weren't able to turn around and do that with a brand new franchise. So they gave all the teams the ability to keep their players exempt from the supplemental draft we had where they couldn't be up for draft. They gave the Cleveland, like Carmen Policy, Dwight Clark, all those guys, they gave them 10 months to get the team staffed with coaches and everybody else, and also players, when on average it takes about 18 months for most teams to get set up.
Jeez.
Wow.
And every coach they interviewed told them the same thing when they first came back. They said, well, I'll be your second head coach, but you got to find somebody to go before me because we know what a shit show it is. That's how we ended up with Chris Palmer.
Yeah, that's always the thing with coaches. Like whoever, like when Nick Saban leaves Alabama, you want to be the guy after the guy who replaces him.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, but same thing when you're on a bad organization. I remember the 2008 draft too. Remember they kept trading all their picks and they kept trading back all the way to the 4th round, and they drafted Bo Bell as their 4th. That was their first selection. The whole draft was the 4th round was Bo Bell.
Oh, we could talk about that draft picks.
I think he was out of UNLV or something like that, out of Nevada.
Mike, who's your least favorite Browns draft
that
pick?
One, though, that one was...
Oh, that's a good question. I think... I can't pick Hugh Jackson. But I'm going to say it's either a tie between Whedon or Manziel, just because Whedon was a first-round... he was a 30-year-old fucking quarterback.
You have watched the Manziel documentary, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Manziel's up there.
Did you guys all watch that Manziel documentary? Did you guys all?
I saw highlights of it. I saw highlights.
I have not seen it.
To him, though.
Oh, you got to
saw
watch
highlights
it.
of
You
it.
guys got to
Really?
watch it. If you watched it, no one would answer any differently that Johnny Manziel was the worst pick in Cleveland Browns history. And I'm including like Jim Pine and everybody else that actually played in the league.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the Manziel documentary was the fact that he admitted that he was taking test pure and stuff like that to clear the fact that he was using drugs when he was in college. And then also when he went to try out for the NFL teams, he was drunk the night before at the combine or wherever he competed. And then on the night before he had the private workout for the Browns, which this just makes the Browns look terrible on every accord. On the night before he had the private workout with the Browns, he got his receivers that were supposed to be in the workout with him annihilated drunk too. So when he showed up, they were hungover and couldn't show up, and he was throwing to his agent and his lawyer in his workout with the Browns. His agent and his lawyer were in gym shorts and in fitness gear, catching passes from Johnny Manziel as we worked out from the Browns.
It was the Turkey Bowl.
Picked him. We still
It was
picked
the
him.
Turkey Bowl.
We still
took
picked
his
him.
still took his ass in the first round.
We still picked him.
They had the Turkey Bowl team out there. Old guys out there.
We still picked him. We saw that and still picked him. No question, still picked him.
My God. What's that on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw highlights of it. I saw the part 2 where he said he never looked at his tablet one time and looked at film.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is crazy. No, I don't think he's the worst pick because Manziel was pretty damn talented. I mean, he was.
Wait, the corner we took with Manziel that year, I would say.
You
Justin
just took
Gilbert.
my
Thank
pick.
you.
That was my pick, Justin Gilbert. When you had
Gilbert,
Aaron-
because like people were like, "What?" and they just took him just cause. They never hosted him. They never hosted any sort of visit with him. They just watched tape and they took him.
Yeah,
Well,
but
here's
the position of quarterback is so much more devastating than taking a DB.
I understand. But both were bad. That draft, I'm just gonna give it to that draft. That draft was bad.
I'm gonna say Justin Gilbert just because 5 picks later you had a pass rusher named Aaron Donald sitting there. Usually you go with the pass rusher first, and we didn't have a good pass rusher at the time, so maybe you should have took the pass rusher, who's the second most important after the quarterback. I would have took Aaron Donald there, especially because that draft didn't really have any like definitive quarterbacks. I don't remember. I don't think there was any.
Of the 22 players the Browns took in the supplemental draft when we came back in '99, 2 years later, 19 of them weren't in the NFL.
We drafted the Canadian team,
and the only two players that were on our team, period, in '99 that were on it in 2004 were Phil Dawson and Dalen McCutcheon. The entire team had been overhauled.
Jeez.
I got to read that book.
Oh, it's a great book, Joe. You'd love that book. You would. Love
I can't believe I've never heard of this.
Yep, you would love that book. I'll try to find it on Amazon. And I'll text you guys the link so you have.
Yes. Yeah, please.
Yeah. What's the worst draft pick you've seen, Dan? I'll ask you and my dad. And
Are you
Corey,
talking about in the Browns?
Yeah, you give your and Corey. I want to hear your worst Falcons pick of all time too.
Okay, so the Browns, I have to, after watching that documentary, I have to say Manziel, because it was so evident that anyone that met him prior to drafting him or talked to him or interviewed him or had any type of knowledge about who he was as a person or anything about him, he was clearly just there to get paid and live a very young bachelor life and have no dedication to anything, period. On one of the games that he actually sat out for the Browns, and the story didn't come out till later. He played for Pettin, right? Mike Pettin was his coach, right?
Manziel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
Mike Pettin.
So one of the games he was supposed to start, he just decided that he was going to fly to Vegas and try to come back in the morning and then play. And he got stuck and hung over in Vegas. And the Browns didn't find out till that morning that he wasn't in Cleveland.
I think I remember hearing about that.
He was in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And that's when he got demoted to third string, and then it all fell apart from there, and it was just a mess. I mean, granted, when they drafted him, I'm like, okay, I'm watching these college highlight reel films, but in college, he was also throwing to freaking Mike Evans, in college.
Yeah, he was great for the college game too. Athletic quarterback and run around,
Yeah.
But pro game's a whole different game. So you said Manziel. I didn't hear you first. I cut out.
Yeah, Manziel for sure. We have many to choose from, but Manziel.
Yeah, I figured a lot of people pick. I gave Gilbert just give a little different twist. Plus Aaron Donald, the whole that pissed me off. But
I would say, without seeing the Manziel documentary, I would say it's tough. But I remember when they took Justin Gilbert, the first thing I think I looked at you, bud, and I said, who the fuck is Justin Gilbert? And it was the first thing I said. Who the fuck is
I think
this
everybody
guy?
did.
And because it was like out of right field. We're like, you're thinking, okay, yeah, we're all excited because you and I were watching the draft. It was like the 8th pick. Wasn't it like the 8th pick or 9th
we
pick?
were in the car.
7th pick, 7th and 11th. We took him at, or 7th and 22nd or something.
They took him the 8th. We were in the car. I had a concert that night, a school play. It was my 8th grade year. We were in the car listening to ESPN radio, and it was the 8th pick, and they took Justin Gilbert. We both said, you said that, and I even said, who the hell is Justin Gilbert?
Yeah.
That's what happened every time the Browns took a player. Is who the hell is that?
And then the other one, I got to go with Brandon Whedon, 27 years old.
We got awful excited about his arm, didn't we? Yeah, he was 27 years young.
And how could he throw the ball downfield? The dude was cross-eyed. Dude, if you see the pictures of him, his ass is cross-eyed.
The infamous shuffle pass.
Didn't he have like some gas up video where he was throwing like the football at like plates,
at plate pigeons? Yeah, he was like throwing the ball and just breaking plates and all this stuff. And...
Well, he had stacked receivers in college too, didn't he? Have Justin Blackman and
Bryant.
Were they both there together? Des Bryant too.
Yeah, and plus he was in a Big 12 offense. Big 12, they love to air it out, so he got to throw the ball a lot, and he's older.
You want to go too? I'll go to 11:30.
Corey, what was the worst Falcons draft pick you've ever seen?
2007. 8th pick, Jamal Anderson. 44 career starts and had 2.5 sacks.
I thought you meant the other Jamal Anderson. I'm like, no way, that dude.
Nah, Jamal Anderson. He was a defensive end.
Didn't y'all take Takk McKinley?
Hold on, the Falcons got something worse than that. They got to.
Jamal Anderson, bro.
What about Takk?
You said he played 44 games?
Yeah.
That can't be the worst, dude. 44 games out of a draft pick? You got to have something worse
than
that.
He was a bust,
dude.
Bro.
Yeah, but you got to have something worse than that. I mean,
we could have picked up that year Patrick Willis, Darrell Revis.
I mean, Kyle Pitts is worse than that already.
Nah, he just.
I think Takk McKinley's still your worst pick in recent history.
See, I don't think Kyle's a bad player, though. I think he's.
Wait, Rusty, pull me up the Falcons' first-round draft picks. Pull me up the first-rounders from the last couple of years. There's something worse than Jamal Anderson. 44 starts. That's like a Hall of Famer for the Browns.
Yeah, there's shit.
He's in the Ring of Honor.
It's almost 4 whole seasons.
I like Rusty's audio-video skills pulling up the actual data. This is nice. He pulls up the screen share and everything.
Let me find it. List of Falcons first.
I feel old. I couldn't figure out how to do that if I tried. It's harder for me enough to log back into my YouTube account because I never get on it.
Yeah. Do you know how to delete your history yet, Dan?
What's that?
I said, do you know how to delete your history yet?
Oh, God.
Hold on.
So, how far back do you want to go?
Else that thinks we should fire.
We can
go back to 2000.
We can go to Bruce Pickens. Bruce Pickens is pretty bad pick.
They didn't have a pick in 2000. So 2001, they had Mike Vick first overall.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
You want me to zoom in? Can you see that?
Those are the glory years. Okay, what else we got? T.J. Duckett. D'Angelo Hall, good. Mike Jenkins gave him some years. Roddy White gave him some years. Jamal Anderson is trash. Matt Ryan gave him some years. Sam Baker gave him some years. Jerry Perea. That one's up there.
That sounds like a guy that sells cars.
Jerry Perea. Scroll
Sean
down a little bit.
Was a beast.
How about Vic Beasley had a few good years. Keanu Neal had a few good years. Takk McKinley's up there.
Yeah, Takk McKinley is what I was saying, I think.
Nah.
Calvin Ridley was a disappointment because of what happened. He's really good now.
Chris Lindstrom has only started now to pay off, but that was looking like a bad pick.
Actually, the Falcons, I mean, wow. I mean, I would say most NFL teams would have a way worse list than this, so that's a credit to who's the old Browns dude that's the guy for the Falcons? The guy that grew up in the Browns camp. Who's their executive guy? Not Arthur Blank, but who's the dude that works for him that runs the team?
The GM?
Oh.
Who's that dude,
I don't
Corey?
know.
Who's the GM, Corey?
The
You talking
young
about
looking
the
dude.
bald dude?
No. The young looking dude that grew up in the Browns camp. He was one of the guys on the Browns staff with like Bill Cowher and all those guys back in the heyday.
Hold on, I'll look it up. Falcons. Let me find Falcons executives. I don't remember. But yeah, that's
3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. At least he's even. Good for Dak.
Next to the table.
yeah. I mean, they got some decent picks, better than ours. You say he's in the front office now, Dan?
No, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I don't know. I'll help you find it. I'm not sure where it's at.
How do you run it on 3rd and 4?
You say he's in the front office now, Dan?
Yeah. I thought he was the GM. Is he? Maybe he's not there anymore. I don't know.
There's Steve Cannon, Rich McKay, Greg Beatles,
No,
Terry.
Terry
Is it
from
Terry?
Connor?
No, maybe he's not there anymore. Man, I
don't
thought
think he's there.
Yeah,
sure
we
that-
got Terry. That's the guy who I was thinking about.
Yeah, Terry is the GM now.
He's a bald.
He was a member of the Saints for a long time.
Show me pre-2001, Mike. The pre-2001 first rounders. Show me the 90s.
Oh, for the okay.
There's something.
I'm not. His name's not.
Let's see. Well, started in '89. You got Deion Sanders. That's a slam dunk. Sean Collins, Steve Broussard, Bruce Pickens, Mike Pritchard,
Bruce Pickens. That was probably the worst pick.
Bob Whitfield, Tony Smith, Lincoln Kennedy. No
Well,
pick in '94.
You guys had some good picks. You guys had some decent picks.
Devin Bush's father, Devin Bush Sr.
Devin Bush, yeah.
Yep.
Forgot
Keith
about
Brooking
Devin.
was that dude. He was a good linebacker.
Michael
Yeah.
Booker, he was a beast.
Jamal Anderson is up there. Tack McKinley's up there too, though. Didn't the Browns like trade like a bunch of discount drug mart coupons for him for like a season?
No, they.
No, it was a waiver. We picked him up on waivers, and he actually played decent for that year.
Polar Pop coupon.
He had like 6 sacks.
And he tears ACL.
Yeah, he tore his ACL and he retired. He had 6 sacks for us that season. He actually played better for us that one half a season than he ever did for the Falcons.
Yeah, I remember he tore his ACL, and that was it. So I didn't know he retired, though. So, man, he's already out of the league.
Yeah, he retired after it. Just couldn't do it no more.
I think you could get a Tack McKinley autograph with an old copy of the employee newsletter, Joe.
Well, here's the Browns' first round picks. If you want to just take a look for
that's right. He did work a wash bay, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did one of the owners' clinics with.
But gentlemen, it has been real. My phone is about to die. Joseph, I love you dearly. Congratulations on 100 episodes.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike,
Love
good
you too,
job,
brother.
buddy. You're a big part of that. You're on almost every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate all your help,
you
Mike.
only leave when I come on.
Legit, my phone's about to die. I've been on for 2 hours.
Baylor University.
Baylor.
Mike, see you, buddy.
All right.
See you,
Appreciate
Dad.
all your help, Mike. Appreciate
BYU.
it.
See you, Bob.
Appreciate you, Mike.
Love you guys.
Later.
Oh, this is about to be a ball game again. Oh boy.
Yeah. But no, we'll wrap up here in a second. Here's the Browns' first round picks.
Oh boy.
Take a look.
Oh boy. I think we should do the opposite with this one and find the good ones.
Well, 1978 was a great draft. Yeah, Clay Matthews and Ozzie Newsome back in '78.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a great draft. You guys know more than me about these older players. I mean,
Hanford Dixon is the spokesperson for Daystar. He's at our Christmas party every year. Top dog.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
You still got him a demo?
Yep. He's driving a Grand Cherokee truck. In fact, look at my wall in my basement right here. Hang on.
hold on, I'll put you full
Dan,
screen.
we drafted Charles White. Oh yeah.
Show it again. I put it full screen.
Oh shit. Hang on.
You're good.
Oh, there you go. It's top dog.
Yeah. Hanford Dixon.
The top dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude too. He's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was sitting next to me at the Christmas party this year up front, and his phone rings, and it's Ozzie Newsome. And it's right before I'm about to go up and speak, and I'm like, here, I'm gonna delay my going up there. Pick up that phone.
All right.
How cool is that, man? Ozzie Newsome calling.
Yeah. Hanford's the man. He is
Tommy Vardell. You remember Tommy Vardell?
Touchdown Tommy, number 44 from Stanford.
Oh my God, Steve Everett.
I like Tommy Vardell. Every fullback I liked.
All right.
Eric Metcalf.
Metcalf's the man.
Yeah, I love Metcalf.
Some are Chip Banks. Chip Banks. Oh shit.
I think if I remember correctly, Eric Metcalf still holds the record for most receptions by a running back in a season. I saw this one day, and I was like, wow. And it didn't come when he was with the Browns. He was with the Falcons. Damn. But it's the most catches by running back in a season. It was something ungodly. It was like 140 or something crazy.
That cat was electric, man.
Yeah, he was bad, dude.
Eric Turner, rest in peace. That was my dude growing up. Just a hard-hitting safety. That dude was a monster. He died way too young. And then we have Steve Everett, horrible. Antonio Langham, horrible.
Those are all Belichick's picks, too.
Yep. Derek Alexander, horrible. Now, in that book, it basically describes Tim Couch as, if he would have got drafted by any team but the Browns, he would have been a perennial Pro Bowler and probably had a very long career.
Yeah.
He was literally just fighting for his life as he was surrounded by like future general contractors and substitute gym teachers.
You ever see what that guy looks like now?
Oh, he's huge. He
well,
tried
was
to come back
bad
for the Jaguars, and he was huge.
Yeah, he's in great shape, man. He's on what podcast is he on, bud? Did we see him on? Oh, he comes on that.
He goes Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show every week.
Yeah, dude's in tremendous shape. Good dude, too.
Yeah, he can break it down. But
Courtney Brown, we picked over Adrian Peterson.
What was bad for Tim Couch too was mentally. I remember I heard a story. Chad told me. He said when you guys probably noticed when Couch walked off the field that one time, and a fan was like, "And I wish you were dead."
My God.
That's all he said.
Well, the Cleveland fans, we ran Belichick out of town because Belichick went against the grain and benched Bernie, which was obviously an unpopular decision, but he thought Bernie had seen his better days and he was toast, and he benched him, and then they brought in Interceptiverdi at that stage in his career, and then Belichick benched him, and then our starting quarterback was Todd Philcox. So the Browns fans were showing up with like Belichick dummies like hanging from nooses and shit like that, trying to like wish him dead, and he turned out to be the greatest coach of all time.
God.
Did we have Don Strock too?
I do not know. Let me see here.
Dude, I think we had Don Strock too at one point. Hot Phil Cox.
Yeah.
Don Strock, I'm telling you, dude.
Courtney Brown was a bust. Gerard Warren was a bust. William Green was a bust, although if he could stay out of trouble, he actually played well when we played for him and actually won us a playoff game with a long run.
Yeah.
Jeff Fain was okay for a few years, I think. Kellen Winslow.
He's a weirdo.
My goodness. He's in jail.
Yeah, he's a pervert.
Women.
Yeah, he's a pervert, man.
He's a predator.
He's a soldier, all right.
Braylon
Edwards was talented, but we were so hard on him that he could hear the boos before the ball got to his hands. I remember showing up at a Jets game, and they were burning Braylon jerseys because he had just defected and went to the Jets, and they're out there throwing Braylon jerseys just in the bonfire.
Let's see, Cameron Wembley, Joe Thomas. Obviously, that's my favorite player of all time.
Cameron Wembley has repurposed his career, and he does Ninja Warrior now. Have you seen that?
No.
What?
If you type in Cameron Wembley and Ninja Warrior one day and watch that video, he is an absolute physical freak of nature.
Damn, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, when they do the trampoline thing where you got to jump on the cargo net and you're supposed to climb up the side and run down it, he hit that trampoline so hard he jumped over the entire thing and just rolled down this. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing to watch. I couldn't even believe it was him. He was just a monster.
Damn.
Joe Thomas, the GOAT. I tried to. Funny story about Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas, because we have dealers that are from Wisconsin in our 20 group, so they know Joe Thomas personally because Joe Thomas was like driving their cars and stuff like that in a demo. He's like lives blocks down the street from him, so they know him all the way up from college, all the way up and through. So he was driving their truck as a demo. Well, they knew he was coming to Canton to do stuff, so they were all going to come into Canton and come see him go through the Hall of Fame thing. But 2 weeks before, Joe Thomas went and bought a truck off a competitive dealer that wasn't them. So they got all twisted up, as you can imagine any old car pig would, Joe. It doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
They're going to get pissed off if you buy a car somewhere else.
Yeah.
So they come to the meeting, and, we go out after the meeting, and we're having dinner and stuff like that. They're like, "You're a Joe Thomas fan, right?" I'm like, "Absolutely. He's coming to Canton, blah, blah, he's in the Hall of Fame." They're like, "Well, if you're trying to drive him, here's his cell phone number." And they just said it. I said, "I am never calling this. I am never telling him where I got this from. I'm not making any contact with him. I'm driving in the parade already because I drive in the Hall of Fame parade every year now. I'll just get with my guys in the Hall of Fame, see if I can drive him." Well, I couldn't drive him because he wanted his buddy to drive him, which I understand. In his brand new truck he bought off the competitive dealer, and he wanted to ride in the back of his boat that he tugged through the Hall of Fame. So I'm like, this dude's just the man. Like, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
But I got to see him when he was down there. But it was just a funny story that someone just handed me Joe Thomas's personal information.
His cell number.
I remember I met him when he was a rookie. It was a funny story. I remember you and Mom took me and my friend I grew up with, Ian. Shout out to Ian. Took us up to the training camp that year.
Yeah.
And it was who was the quarter? Oh, Fry.
Charlie
Fry.
Remember when they did the old? Then they did the old autograph sessions back. In the day, like they would have the table and the tent. You would get in line.
Yeah.
I remember Ian and I purposely skipped Charlie Fry. We skipped him.
Yeah, he just walked right past him.
We walked right past Charlie Fry. Like, the hell with you. We went straight to Joe Thomas and got his autograph. And then we just went down the line. Charlie Fry was like this. He was getting ready for us. We just walked right past him.
Akron U's own, the pride of Willard, Ohio.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame too at Akron U. But
Alex Mack was good for a few years. We all know about Brady Quinn, what happened there. Joe Hayden, good for a few years. Phil Taylor, when he got drafted, he was a big head scratcher, but he was serviceable for a few years. Yeah.
Trent Richardson has been on the show I watch every week, Coach JB, and he's on every Thursday. And Trent talked about how bad it was when he got drafted. He said how bad the situation was. Yeah, it was pretty bad. He described it in detail. It was
really?
He never had a fair shot.
So
he was talented. He broke it down at JB.
I really started to notice this when Trent Richardson got drafted, but I have a thing with rookie running backs now. I call the Trent Richardson effect. I try to get them their rookie year because they hit that hole just a million miles an hour. They're hungry. They don't care.
Yeah.
And that second year comes along, and they are tiptoeing in that A gap like something you've never seen before. It's like they've just been through a full war of a season, and they know not to do that again. And his rookie year versus every year after that was completely different.
Yeah, he said they kind of messed with him a little bit the way they wanted him to play. He said it was just not. He just felt like he never got settled in.
Yeah, I was excited when we drafted him because he was everything I wanted a running back.
Have you seen his son play?
No, but I'm sure he's a monster.
Oh, his son is unbelievable. Like, I think he's 11 years old. He's still young, but he played a game with one hand. He broke his right hand, and he played with his left hand recently. He was out there just catching one-handed, left-handed passes for like 40 yards. It was so crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, his son's gonna be something. But
the dark ages. Bark Mingo, who we trade. He was Barkevius Mingo. He's been on a lot of teams. We traded him to the Patriots. I think, when he left. Justin
Gilbert, he went to
Patriots
for a while.
Danny Shelton, who ended up in the Patriots. Cam Ewing was just
awful.
He was our Jedrick Wills of those days.
Corey Coleman. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Corey Coleman. That one. Corey Coleman resurfaced on the Giants or something a year ago, and now he's out of the league again.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers also went to the Patriots. I think Belichick has something with taking Brown scrap heap guys and trying to turn them into Pro Bowlers, just in spite of Cleveland.
He takes them all. He'll take Jed Wills will be on the Patriots here next year.
Well, the Patriots right now would probably take anybody the way that thing's going. I mean, they need a lot of help.
They're going to need a new coach probably too. I think Bill's leaving.
They need a lot of help.
I think it's going to be a mutual parting ways at the end of the year. But and then obviously Baker, all the way up till now.
I mean, these are all It's been a rough go since '99. That's for sure.
Yeah, not the best. But I got to ask you though, as a Buccaneers fan, what do you think of? Obviously, a lot of Browns fans. There's still a lot of people that support Baker Mayfield and think we should still have kept him. But, I don't get that, but I think Baker's the movie everybody buys into every year. Starts off great, that has the same ending.
That's exactly what it is. I think the best way to explain Baker Mayfield is that when the expectations are none, he is always going to perform well.
Yeah.
Like when he entered the Browns realm and we were ready to pop the coolers open because we had only won one game out of the last 32 or whatever it was. He went out there with reckless abandon and just played. No thought behind it. He just played. He just reacted.
Freddie Kitchens,
and that's what it was.
the coordinator.
Then the expectations started to grow, and we needed him to win and make good decisions and stuff like that. And his mechanics started to fall apart and stuff like that. Then it all just went sideways from there. And then, I mean, the prototypical example, when the expectations come, Baker flounders. And then when he goes to the Rams on 3 days notice on a primetime game, he shows up and it's Baker again. And he just balls out because everyone expected him to be absolutely terrible. There were no expectations.
Let me ask you this, and I'm no Baker fan, but I said this on, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes ago. How much does Stefanski's play calling hurt him?
Yeah, because Baker said recently in a comment I read last week, he goes, I feel so much better now. I feel like I'm in a situation now where they actually let me be me. He said he thought McVay did that too in that short period. I thought that was interesting.
Because when Freddie Kitchens was calling the plays, dude seemed to play well. Now here he didn't have the expectations, but it just seemed like, I mean,
looser.
Is it Stefanski's style offense that just fucks?
You're kind of seeing it. You've seen it with Deshaun and the sample size. How many games has he played now? 12, I think. Or is it 10? No, 9. He didn't play last week. Excuse me. 9
Niners
games.
Are tough. Niners are tough. Tayshaun Gibson, how about that, Joe? We sold that dude in a car as a rookie 12 years ago.
We had to get him hung on a Challenger, bud. He had no credit.
Yeah, with the EP number we didn't need.
I remember that.
And now he's balling out.
And hey, 12 seasons.
He's got a contract.
He was a good kid. I mean, 12 seasons in the NFL as a DB he's 33 years old and he's out there making plays. He had 5 picks last year, led the team. I mean, that's something. Who
was the gunner you sold the car to? The guy who was a gunner like 3-4 years ago.
Tavier Thomas.
What time?
Tavier Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah. He's on the Texans
what he buy?
Is he? He bought an SRT Durango off me and Zach DeLong.
Zach DeLong sold all his cats.
Yeah, I think Tayshaun was Bolgren, right?
He was DeLong too.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, Baker's
because he was on. Because I remember he was on the league minimum. He was on and we had to send the docs in.
You guys sold LeBron 2 Wranglers. Remember that too? We knew. You guys knew LeBron.
Forget that.
You knew LeBron was going to Miami 2 weeks before he announced it.
Probably
because where they shipped the car to, but
that was the most work Murgatroyd's ever done for a mini.
Oh my God! Did he do a same day locate to Cincinnati?
He stayed. We put him up in a hotel in Cincinnati, so
he went to Kings.
Then he had to deliver the car to LeBron's house, and the helicopter flew over LeBron's house when Murgatroyd was there, and they thought he was the
Chicago
Bulls.
They thought he was the foreign dude.
Yeah, because this was right when this is when the free agency frenzy was going on.
Yeah,
right.
They thought Murgatroyd was getting out of the car as the owner of the Nets.
Brandon takes over all this merch, and because they tell him they'll sign it.
Yeah,
they probably still have it. He never got it.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he walk in? Didn't he say he walked in and he walked into LeBron's kitchen? Jay-Z was sitting there.
I don't know.
There was so much bullshit.
I remember hearing something crazy. I remember the news thing. They thought he was with the Bulls because you guys used to have those bright red shirts.
Brandon's from Portage Lakes. He probably thinks a lot of guys are Jay-Z.
Right.
But yeah, we all knew he was going to Miami because they shipped the car to Miami. So
it was probably Richard Jefferson.
We could say that. I mean, yeah, we could say
that. It had to be probably the worst month of your career. Probably the worst month of your career.
No.
You don't think so, dude? The hell that you went through to make the? Oh my god!
At least it was entertaining, especially Daler trying to talk shit to LeBron when he's walking through the showroom.
Yeah,
he told me he could post them up.
Yeah, I'll post you up.
Yeah,
Otis.
Otis.
You see his Uncle Otis, dude. He's walking around just giving orders like he owns the
I've
place.
seen Otis. Yeah, I've seen
Popcorn
Otis.
kernels all over his shirt.
Trying
Uncle
to get the free
Odie.
grill.
Until you opened it and saw the credit app.
Those things were always cooking.
And they had credit apps in their butts. So you said the customers would come in and open up the grill. There's a stack of credit apps in there.
They close that thing right away.
Yeah, they look around. Shut that.
Well, I remember Otis was walking around eating popcorn. The kernels were flying out everywhere.
Oh, he was a pig.
Oh, Maverick was a nice guy. Maverick's always clean cut and nice, professional. But yeah, Uncle Otis.
God.
Maverick almost had to get a restraining order on one of our salespeople.
Yeah. We won't bring him
Rest
up.
in peace, Terry.
Rest in
Rest
peace,
in
Terry. Yeah, that was something else. I remember that. That was awesome. But,
We had some good ass times.
Yep.
yeah,
sure.
some of these stories.
God, we had some great times.
I don't think people would realize how many like pro athletes and just people you guys have interacted with. Like the car business, you've come across everybody. Like it's crazy.
Well, you meet a lot of people.
Yeah, you meet a lot of people and just a lot.
Joe,
It's a small world.
You remember the story Kapelka told us about Hot Rod Williams? You remember that story with the Cavaliers, Hot Rod Williams?
I don't remember. Refresh.
Kapelka sold him a new like Chevy Silverado Z71 or something. He has a McIntyre, so he takes his trade in, and he knows on his trade in floor there's just, the entire floor is just covered with scratch offs, just loser scratch offs. And Kapelka's like, hey, Hot Rod, I got to ask you, because this is like Hot Rod Williams had just signed like a $20 million contract with the Cavs, which back then was like a huge amount of money for any athlete to play in like the 80s. And he's like, I got to ask you, Howard, what are you doing playing all this lottery? And he said, one day I'm going to hit one of these and quit playing basketball. Now, the most you can ever win on most scratch-offs is like a couple $100. Realistically.
And he wasn't like a terrible player either. He played a lot.
You just got 20 million.
He said one of these days.
Michael Jordan was too much to guard the division. I don't know.
He's just gonna quit that $20 million contract. He'd had enough of all that stress.
Yeah, because back then, there was a weird card. Didn't Magic sign for like 20 and 20?
I don't remember. I do remember when Hot Rod got that contract though, because there were a lot.
My other favorite.
I think Magic signed like a 20-year contract or something crazy like that.
Those guys at that Chevy dealership, that was those stories that came out of that place were even crazier than anything that we've experienced in our own lives.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever told Joseph the poker one?
No.
At the Haven arrest?
Oh, no.
So
what they do?
I have eyewitness testimony that this happened. I will keep all the parties in this unnamed because it would just incriminate.
Well, I probably know some, because you remember both my uncles worked there and they've told me a lot of things. So
this is prior. This is when it was McIntyre back in it. Oh yeah, this is way before that.
When those two were there, it was some wild stories. Even when those two were there.
Yeah,
go ahead.
A couple of the complete criminals that worked there at the time realized that they're gonna, at the Haven arrest, they have a blind poker game that takes place on like every other Thursday of the month. So they make the genius decision to go take a couple $100 and go to Rite Aid and buy the glasses that the blind people wear and go down and just sit in the game thinking they're just going to absolutely rake all the money off the table in this game because they're the only ones that can actually see. They buy in for like a couple $100 a piece. They're on their lunch break. They're ready to go raid the blind poker game at the Haven Arrest in the 1980s. And then the cards are dealt to them and they realize all the cards are Braille.
Dude, I've never heard this one.
So they have to sit there and pretend for about 30-40 minutes that they know what's going on, and they end up giving back like $120, $80 a piece or whatever, and then get up and leave. and they're the ones that got hustled.
Do I know these perpetrators?
You know one of them. You know one of them. It's the same one that lived by Gerganus in his apartment that hated him and had the inflatable doll in his trunk.
Gosh.
He told me that story. I said, "Why did you tell me and admit that you were part of that story?" I'm like, most things I hear, I wouldn't take away or think of people differently on, but this one, I have to.
That's bad. It's so bad.
Oh my gosh. I gotta ask. I got a salesperson right now that worked there back then. I gotta ask him about that tomorrow.
Gosh, that's bad. And then they get there, it's just complete opposite of what they thought.
Yeah, it's not like they could get up and leave right away. That'd be too
No,
obvious.
that's
They're
it. You're in.
pretending to be blind.
Yeah, you're in now. It's bad. Oh,
God, that
God.
place, man. Some of the shit I've heard about that place. Damn.
It was bad even when my uncles were there. Like some of the stuff they were telling me. Chad was telling me some stuff recently. He's like, we were sitting on the phone talking.
My gosh, the Niners are going in again.
The
Niners are damn good. I think the Niners might be the best team in the league right now.
I mean, the crazy part is, like, look at Brock Purdy. Is he really that much more talented than Baker Mayfield?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Coaching. The system, the coach. You know what I mean? Just,
you know who reminded me of Baker the other day was the second half version of Sam Howell for the Redskins.
Yeah, that's exact. And that was his comp coming out.
Yeah.
Did you see him the week before against the Eagles too? How good he looked. I like what Bieniemy's doing with him.
Yeah, when I saw him play in the second half of that Thursday night game, I'm like, that was like when it was good Baker, when it was just go and whatever. But I'm still not crazy about Baker, nor am I a fan of him. And he also made a comment to one of the Tampa reporters this week that his junk got hard when he saw a running back go in motion.
Yeah, I've read that.
I'm like, idiot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I wonder where he's frequenting too down there in Tampa. Maybe he's going to Club Blur.
I'm sure he found a Cheesecake Factory somewhere down there.
Yeah.
Found a Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. He's at that Hooters on Gulf to Bay.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, right next to Ron John, right across the street. He's there. He's probably at Club Blur too, where Rodman hangs out. And
I doubt he's in Club Blur.
You never know. I mean,
he's not Club Blur. Rodman's the type of guy that goes to Blur, not Baker.
I think Hogan went with him to Blur.
I can't imagine that dude in Blur.
Maybe not. I don't know. I've been in the doorway of Blur, and it's a blur when you walk by. It literally lives up to the title.
Right.
But, yeah, just go look up Club Blur in Dunedin. You'll know what we're
talking this place is crazy. We were walking by there, Dan, and Joseph, the door's wide open. I'm like covering his eyes. I'm like, hell no. I
walked right in. I was 15 years old. The door was wide open. I was peeked in there. I was like, hey, what's going on here? And walked.
Very alternative bar. I mean,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Great town though.
No,
I walked in. I
remember when I was 15 and the doors were wide open. I just walked right in. I was like, hey, what's going on in here? And I was like, time to go. You turn, get out of there.
No, he's probably hanging out at Ybor City in Tampa.
I don't know if who would go to Ybor?
Ybor's, oh my God.
Have you been to Ybor now?
I hear when I went there, the first time I went there, 1997, I told Aunt Joan, it was like 11:30 at night. I said, get in the car. I said, I'm leaving your ass here. I said, I'm getting the hell out of this place, man.
It was like Ybor was like mini Mardi Gras.
This place was crazy. I was like, I'm getting the hell. We go to a Tampa Bay Lightning game, and she's like, yeah, we're gonna go down to this place. It's Ybor City. It's the coolest place in the world. And we get down there, and I'm like, man, it looks like a third world country. I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I told her, she was sitting on a bench. I said, your ass is staying here. Get in the car. Or I said, I'm getting the hell out of here. That place was crazy. I don't know what it's like now because I'd never go back.
Yeah, you wouldn't go back now either if you saw it. But yeah, I don't. What do you think Tampa does? You think they just draft a guy eventually, or are they going to try Trask out? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what the long-term play is. I mean,
this is the year to get a quarterback. It's this year's draft coming up. It's pretty stacked.
Yeah. I think they're going to run this with Baker as long as they possibly can and just see what they can make of it. Luckily, they're in a weak division. I mean, luckily the division is still up in the air and they can win it with the talent they have, even if they go 9-8 or 10-7 or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know with the Falcons. I think they might try to get Fields after the year. I think Kirk Cousins would be on the move too. He may be serviceable to somebody, but I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, because the Saints, they look pretty good today too. They annihilate. I mean, it's the Patriots, but they annihilate the Patriots. It's like the 49ers about to score again.
Yeah, it's crazy. The 49ers are.
They're the best team in the league right now.
They're good. I can't think the Dolphins are going to keep up with what they're doing all year without getting caught in something. I mean,
and they can't defend.
Yeah,
Their running back room's a little iffy.
The Eagles are solid everywhere too. I mean, the Eagles and Niners.
See, I don't think, but the Eagles though, they don't have their defensively. They're not.
I almost put Kyle Juszczyk in DraftKings to score a touchdown. I knew he's going to score it.
Damn it.
I had Kittle too. Juszczyk from Cloverleaf.
Oh yeah,
from?
Yeah, right there
from Cloverleaf. That's Big D's guy. That's old Dave Couch guy right there. You know that Kyle Juszczyk? That's Cloverleaf. Where's Big D at right now? What is he doing?
I don't know. You know, last time I saw him, it's when I was at the other dealership, and he came in all flustered. It was a Friday. He was all pissed off. You know how he'd get all emotional.
Yep.
And want a job. And I said, Dave, go take the weekend to think about it. Go talk to Dave, Big Dave. And, I knew he was just emotional. That's the last time I've ever seen him. But that's where Van Oss is.
Oh, really? He's there too?
Yeah, because remember that time me, you, and Zabel were down at we were at lunch, and he was saying how Van Oss left.
Yeah.
So I hit Van Oss up. He started a week later, and he was still there when I left. But I would imagine he's probably still there. But I don't know about Couch. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Hopefully not driving cab in Worcester again.
I want to know what Mullins is doing.
Someone just told me about Klabina. I saw Klabina at Parker's wedding. I saw Klabina there.
Yeah.
And Klabina and Hatfield. Oh, Hatfield told me this. Hatfield told me he's one of their RV customers in general. And he came in and bought an RV or something and paid like 35 G's for it cash or something like that. And the RV broke down. So Dennis came in just mad. I mean, just pissed. And there was some part they were waiting on or whatever that they couldn't fix. And he was getting ready to go on the road to go somewhere with whatever he was doing. And he got calmed down and he's like, all right, Hattie, just sell me another one then. And just left it there to get fixed and bought another one and paid cash for that.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he is just an enigma. I mean, I've never been able to figure him out. He's just one of those dudes that, would not give me the time of day to even talk to personality-wise to try to break down any wall that he put up. It was just like, no, just don't. I mean, he quit every Glory Days just because I asked him to line up a car. Yeah. He would quit on me every Glory Days. Then Tom would have to talk him into coming back.
We call you a little hot shot.
I'm not taking any advice from that hot shot over there. I'm like, dude, it's 11:30 at night. I'm just trying to go home. Just please line the car up.
Oh my gosh.
Then he'd come back the next day. I wasn't even invited to Mullins Fest when he had them, and I heard they were awesome too. They used to have Mullins Fest. They'd have parties in this wherever it was. I don't know, some trailer park or something. The party always ended when Dennis just fell face first into the fire.
He was David Njoku.
I saw Parker. I hadn't seen Parker in the longest time. I'm up at a Hoban game in Euclid.
Yep.
At halftime, Joy and I go down to concessions, and I'm walking up and I'm like looking at this dude walking. I'm like, "Oh, Joyce, that's Parker." So I sit down and I text him. I said, "You at the Hoban game?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Where you? What section?" He goes, 50-yard line. I said, "Stand up." He stands up. He's literally like 10 feet away from me. He's been sitting there the whole time.
Yeah, Parker's doing really well. He's really happy, and
Yeah, he
He's
seemed
just
like
married.
it was good seeing him. Yeah, he just got remarried. Yeah.
Of all places, I see his ass up in Euclid.
Yeah.
So I'll probably see him again. I bet he'll probably come to the Eds game. They play St. Ed's in 2 weeks. His wife's nephew plays for Hoban.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Falkenstein, Parker Falkenstein. It's a pretty good player.
Nice.
So
That's a big game in 2 weeks.
yeah. Oh yeah. Can't wait.
Game of the year.
Well, I can't wait till they run into Maslin again. I got Owensby's a Maslin guy. He's just talking shit.
No, he is. He's a Maslin guy.
Yeah, he lives in Maslin.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I mean, he's always talking shit. So I mean, supposedly they're pretty good this year, but you know how that is. You know how they are. You know what I mean?
Well, they were under investigation for their quarterback being in recruiting. I don't know how that went or how that conversation was. I mean,
because I was concerned about that going in the year because they put their coach on administrative leave, and a lot of people didn't agree with it. They thought the coach was fine
this season.
Yeah, going into the season, it was in the off season.
Oh, I never heard about that.
That's a great name for your son. If you know he's going to be a high school quarterback, his name's just DeJuan.
Yeah,
DeJuan.
Yeah, DeJuan.
DeJuan.
We got a kid coming to Ohio State in 2 years. His name's Air Dolan. That's his name, Air. Like Air Jordan. Air Dolan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Brief.
Another pick. Oh boy, another pick me. Oh man, the Brownies got their work cut out for them with these boys.
Yeah, this is gonna be our offensive line guarding these guys.
Yeah, it's
they are just solid all the way around. I like that safety. They got 229.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I like? They're physical. God, look at Nick Bosa. My God, they're physical. That's what I like, man.
Well, they have an identity and they play the same way all the time. Like,
yeah,
you saw that in last week's game. The Ravens, they just play the same way, even though they lost today, but they just play the same way. I mean, they have an identity.
Another one. Another one. Jeff Mason even getting involved. He hasn't scored a touchdown since 3 preseasons ago. Wow.
Damn.
Yikes. All right,
I guess Jerry was right.
Show Jerry
Did
Jones.
you hear what Jerry?
Yeah,
did you hear what Jerry said this week going into the game on the radio?
No.
They asked him about the game this week. He goes, "Well, you know, it's what he said. It's an old rivalry game. We hope to bring it back." And then he said something like, along the lines that the 49ers, they're definitely the top team right now. That's probably going to win it all. And everybody's like, yeah, they're like, that might be true, but why would you say that when you're playing them this week? You're the Cowboys. That's what he said, something along the lines like, he pretty much said that they're probably the team that would be favored to win it all right now. He's like, why are you saying that?
Oh my God.
I mean, they got proven tonight. I mean, he wasn't lying, but you know.
Did you hear when he had to tune up Brandon Cooks after he signed Brandon Cooks for what Brandon Cooks did?
No, I never heard about that one.
After the Cowboys signed Brandon Cooks is like a part-time pilot, like just flies his own personal planes and like has his pilot's license. So Brandon Cooks' first week in Dallas, he decides to go up in the air and take Micah Parsons and Stephon Gilmore with him.
Oh my gosh.
Two franchise players.
And I guess Jerry Jones tuned his ass up. I mean, you got $200 million worth of talent up in the air in this little pond jumper.
You got arguably the best defensive player in the game, and you're just taking him up in a plane.
Yeah, just flying around.
Flying Micah Parsons. He's still on his rookie deal probably at the time too. You know, haven't even paid him yet.
Dumbasses. That's a hot Rod Williams.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do. I mean, Dak Prescott's just not the move anymore. It's done.
Well, they got Trey Lance now.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to try that out and see what you get. I mean, because I don't think McCarthy's a bad coach. I think he's done a pretty good job. I mean, they've been a playoff team almost every year, but I don't know.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is that keeps them from winning. Because at the beginning of every season, everybody looks at them and goes, "Wow, they're like the most talented team in the NFL. They're flying around on defense," and then it just all slowly falls apart over the course.
Falls apart.
This Jerry ruins it. Can't stay out of it, man.
I think too, it's the quarterback. I mean, it's just.
Well, yeah, there's too many cooks. I mean, there's not enough. There's not enough. The chain of command's not.
You know what they need is Taylor Swift.
Oh my god!
The last thing they need.
Oh gosh, what is the NFL doing?
Did you hear what
they're trying to take advantage of as many people coming to watch this product as possible? The bad news is all these undereducated people that are now watching football are thinking like Travis Kelce was nothing before Taylor Swift, and I'm like, no, he was already one of the greatest to play his position of all time before she got there.
He was already a Hall of Famer. Did you hear the guy with the Lions game today? That Eminem was like barely in the. You couldn't even see him. They showed him on the screen. The guy's like, someone besides Taylor Swift. It's Eminem. You know, a Hall of Fame rapper.
My God.
Leighton Van Der Esch hurt again. This guy can't stay healthy. He was one of my favorite players when they first got him. He went to a school. He went to a school in Montana that was so small they played 8-on-8 football in high school in their division. They played 8-on-8.
Really?
He played both ways, 8-on-8. So when you see them go sideline to sideline, that's because he had to.
You see that hit he took?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Right in the Parsons' back.
Yeah, he played middle linebacker and running back, 8-on-8, small schools, 8-on-8 football because they couldn't field whole teams.
Looking backyard football.
Yeah.
That's crazy, though. It's kind of cool.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, 42-10. Damn. This was a good game in the first half. Second half, it was just an explosion.
Man. Dude, he got lucky.
Yeah.
42-10. The old blowout is in. Look at Brock Purdy. I mean, just looking like the student council president.
Yeah. Like a councilman in San Francisco.
I think Jerry's what you said, bud. I think he's gonna try the old Deion Sanders experiment.
I don't think Deion's gonna do it.
You don't think he will?
No, he made a quote. Deion made a quote in the offseason. He said, I am not an NFL coach. I have no interest in trying to motivate millionaires. And when he said that, I was like, good for you, Deion. Like, I appreciate that about you. He's like, I'm here to develop young men. I'm like, yeah. I don't
know.
But who knows? That could change real quick because Jackson State to Colorado, there was a different stance being made there too. But
yeah,
and he's he's changing as the season goes on too. But I mean, it depends where Shador goes. I think he's going to try to stay with Shador. I mean, if the Falcons try to get him, if some team that he likes and he's got connections to, maybe Dallas. I don't know somehow. Shador's not coming out this year. He's coming out the year after. He'll be a 2025 draft guy, but definitely be a first rounder, I think. But
that would be awesome to watch. Look at Dak in there getting them all pumped up, down 42-10. Now is the time to put in Trey Lance. I mean, just you're down 32.
Yeah, why is this guy out there? Why don't you?
You're down 32 with 13 minutes left. If you want to see what you got of somebody, just put him in the game now. No one's going to think it's just a benching, even though it could be. If he comes out and throws you 2 tutties, then you got a little controversy on your hands. But this game's already out of reach. Like, you're not scoring 32.
Did you see him come out there? Did you see him come out to give everybody a fist bump on the way out?
I mean,
like you're down 42-10. He came out there like this, like, let's go get him. Like, we got this game in the hand.
But both his arms are big enough to be an NFL kicker.
Right.
I mean, he's got 2 kickers for arms.
Gosh, why is he out there?
Watch, he's going to get hurt now.
And they got Tony Pollard in, too.
And the 49ers backup defense is in. So
yeah, they're just playing prevent.
Sideline. Warner's over there. I mean, you're not even playing against the starters.
No, and they're not playing in they're probably just playing like cover 3 or prevent. Like they're just trying to get out of here.
And the defense between the two should be the ones that may want to have starters still in, not the offense. And he threw another pick to the backup. Dakota Rain Prescott. Oh boy, show
this
Jerry's
guy
face.
He just threw a pick to the backup.
I'm on delay. I'm way behind. I haven't seen it yet.
He threw a pick on the backups, and he comes out there all pumped up, like we're gonna win the. Why is he in the game? Number one, and he throws another pick.
Dak
You know,
hasn't
sitting
played
there-
well since he got tackled by the Real Housewives in that commercial.
Yeah.
And Trevon Diggs really solidified it. And did you see that in the training camp when he told him?
Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad. Your teammate should never tell you that.
Oh my God, that pass was terrible.
It's
Did he
against the
do that pick
backups.
on?
It's against the backups.
Yeah, they're going to hit him with the doom zoom. They got to show Jerry Jones' face at some point. I got to see Jerry Jones' face.
Jerry probably left. He's probably on the trotter back.
They're probably not allowed to show him. Don't you show me.
He's probably on the private jet back to Dallas right now. He just left. He left. It's just like our guy, one of our top executives, just lives in San Diego all week and, interferes in the game plan. So that's a good time. Gosh, I can't pick. Who plays tomorrow night?
That'd be the Raiders and the Packers. And I don't think Garoppolo's playing, is he?
No, they're going downhill quick.
You got the Aiden O'Connell, Jordan Love showdown.
God.
Aiden O'Connell's so bad. And McDaniels is so bad, too. He's getting bladed at the end of the year.
Isn't Brady part owner of the Raiders now?
Yeah, I think so.
I read there's some kind of bullshit with that, like they're investigating it, or I read something earlier this week. I think they halted it, like for now.
Well, he was at one of the. He was at the game. He was at one of their games a couple weeks ago. Like he was part owner. He was down on the field and stuff, talking to all the guys in the locker room.
Oh, the Chiefs and Broncos play on Thursday Night Football. It's going to be the Taylor Swift show this week, Thursday night.
I'm not tuning in. You're not getting my view. I wouldn't watch the Broncos if you paid me $1,000 to watch. They're just that bad.
Good grief.
I do like the white helmets they wore today. Someone put online. They said, I like these white Bronco helmets. Nice tribute to O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. They're bad.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, boy.
You're not tuning in for Taylor and all the Swifties?
No,
dude,
that game.
I'm not. I mean, that's all I hear in my house.
You know, she's worth $800 million.
It is crazy, man. It's what the tickets cost, and I mean, because like we were going to take Julia to a concert. Well, I wasn't, but Joy was, and I just couldn't. I wasn't paying that. I mean, it was just like I can't do that. You know what I mean? I cannot justify it.
Yeah, they're probably $900 a piece or something.
Oh, no. I probably would have paid that.
And you got to go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, my sister-in-law was at that show. She's a huge Swiftie, but they snuck in the portal and got them all for Face. They bought 10 at Face and then sold 8 of them. They went to the Pittsburgh Stadium, and it was just shaking and going crazy, and she absolutely loves Taylor Swift. So now she naturally likes to watch football in the Kansas City Chiefs, and tell me about Travis Kelce and all the things about Travis Kelce. I'm like, no. Travis Kelce was famous before Taylor Swift. He's not like
he already had 2 Super Bowl rings.
Right.
She's she's like, well, he's only worth $13 million. I said, no. That's got to be wrong. He's been paid way more than that. Then she looked it up and she goes, no, he's been paid $77 million. You're right. I'm like, it's that little still. Like, I can't believe Travis Kelce, one of the top players at his own position for like over a decade, has only made $77 million, and quarterbacks are just like handed $250, $300 million to do average now.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I mean, it just puts it in perspective. It's just crazy. Didn't Timofey Mozgov leave the Cavs and sign like a $70 million deal with the Lakers?
Oh yeah, with the Lakers. They gave him it was Mitch Kupchak was still running it. It was who was Genie's brother?
I know you're talking about.
The other
they just had to spend some money that year.
Yeah, I mean, they gave it to Luol Deng.
Luol Deng, who they just got done paying. They just got done paying him. That's how long that contract was. Yeah, it was Luol Deng. It was Timothy Mozgov they paid, and then they had Julius Randle. Then they paid, who else did they pay? They had
Mozgov got $70 million.
It was 74 million. I remember it was 4 years, 74 million. Remember his Brewbaker's commercial?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
$74 million.
Drink some beer. Every like third free throw that Mozgov shot though is just the wettest, nicest free throw you've ever seen.
He would miss dunks though all the time.
Hey, tell me about the Potok story.
Oh my gosh! I remember the first year we traded for him, LeBron's first year back. I go up to a game with it was like a night game, middle of the week, with Zach and John. And they were playing the Sixers, and we're beating up on because Sixers at the time were bad. So and LeBron and the Cavs were rolling. We just got done with the trades, and it was in February, and so they're rolling, and all of a sudden Mozgov just misses his dunk. Just a bad miss. I mean, the ball went flying up by the just in midair, and it just got really silent in the arena because of a dead ball. And John starts laughing. He's like, "You sorry son of a bitch!" like that. And everybody in the arena saw us and turned around and looked right at us. Like Zach and I are like this laughing, and everybody turned like this because we were sitting kind of like club level. And the ball, as soon as it went dead ball and got silent, you just heard John laughing. He goes, "You sorry son of a bitch."
Oh my gosh.
I could hear him saying it. Oh my God.
Well, because he missed like 2 dunks already that game, and he missed the third one, and John was already bitching about it. Like, this guy's missing everything. And yeah, that one was bad.
Trey Lance warming up.
Brock Purdy, some kind of resemblance to Ben Patron.
Wow.
I don't know what there is.
It's probably the toupee style looking haircut. I mean, we have a Sam Darnold sighting now, and here comes Trey Lance in.
Yeah, might as well.
Wow. This will be interesting. I'm hoping Trey Lance just takes him right down the field and scores a tutty. Just to throw a complete cog in the Dallas wheel. I mean, there's nothing more I like than to see Dallas lose. I mean,
tomorrow Undisputed will be the first topic.
I love watching Dallas lose.
Yeah, you see Michael Irvin tomorrow and Skip Bayless defend this one on Undisputed.
oh, Stephen A. Smith's going to go crazy on this one.
Yeah, him and Shannon will go off on this. I'll tell you who I like too on the Wednesday shows on the First Take is he's just old school and entertaining. Is that Mad Dog Chris Russo?
Oh yeah,
that dude's crazy. I like his segment.
Oh, he is crazy. Oh my gosh. Well, you're gonna have to go a long way, Trey Lance. You're starting off on the 1.
If he goes 99 yards, it's gonna be a whole controversy. If he goes 99 yards.
Watch him hit some Steve McNair like 99-yard scramble run.
They're
and just take
solid
one to the house.
They're so good in all 3 phases, the 49ers.
Oh, they're just well coached and good all the way around.
Like watching like a machine out there. I mean, it's not even fair.
Well, they got that old Tampa Bay Buck in the box, old John Lynch.
Yeah.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah,
John Lynch is the man.
But we saw him. Remember that when you gave us those ticks to go to that? God, he was right on the back set. And I just remember we were standing like 4 feet away from him. I'm just looking at him. I was like, dude, he's a man's man. Just the way he was standing there. You know what I mean? He just looked like a fucking just a dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What always stood out to me, and if you want to go watch something entertaining on YouTube, go watch Warren Sapp on Jason Whitlock's show every Thursday. It's just a whole hour of Warren Sapp just going on. He's awesome. He's so entertaining. But I remember Warren Sapp sitting there with his sunglasses on, look at me dead in the eyes, just killing this bag of Cheetos. And he was just like this, just chewing. And my dad's like, I knew who he was. He's like, there's Warren Sapp, and I look up, and he's looking right at me. So he was just looking like right at me, just killing this bag of Cheetos.
And then the dude walked up and said, "Hey, Warren, what's your beacon score?"
Keeping it real Canton.
I mean, right to his face, man.
Oh, keeping it real Canton.
What's your beacon score? Because he had just filed BK. What's your beacon score? I mean,
my neighbor has done the security detail for the Hall of Fame enshrinements for like the past, I don't know, 10 years or so. And some of the stories he's told me about some of these guys is just crazy.
Well, dude, that night we're sitting. I told you all about it, but we're sitting in our seats, and Mark Davis is so drunk he trips right over. We're sitting in our chairs.
Yeah,
he tries to he trips right over
fell
both of us,
on us.
falls in our laps.
Yeah.
He falls on us.
Mark Davis fell in my lap. Mark Davis did. I'm like, go. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. He just kept walking. And my dad's like, that's fucking Mark Davis.
3 years ago, we were leaving on vacation to go to the Outer Banks, and it was the exact weekend the Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony was. So we left at like 3:00 that night because we were going to drive overnight to the Outer Banks. Anthony Craig stops at the Sheets in North Canton, and it's like 3 a.m. just to fuel up or whatever. And he goes to walk in, and sure enough, right outside the old MTO, sitting on the old table outside, is Mark Davis just slobbering his way through a breakfast sandwich, just sitting at the little pavilion umbrella table, 3 a.m. Just slaughtering a Walker breakfast Ranger.
He was just sitting outside of that Sheets.
Just sitting outside.
Chad goes to that Sheets all the time. It's like little bird. Yeah, Chad goes there all the time.
Yeah, sitting outside.
Outside of the Sheets.
I mean, I've been around many and seen some things, but some of these guys are. You forget they're just normal.
They're just normal people.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, they do some crazy shit. I remember Jerome telling me a story about Michael Irvin at the M Bar.
Oh boy.
It was like ducking down, or Jerome said he was like hiding, like he was ducking down, like hiding.
Yep.
Remember when you and I walked out of that ceremony, and they were having everybody was heading to a little after party in the tent they were having that night.
Yeah.
You kind of like stumbled in the tent, and we were walking out. You could see in there. I remember just looking in there, and it was just like a normal party, but you could tell it was about to get crazier pretty soon. Everybody was heading in there.
So cool that night. I mean, we were so close to something. It was just crazy. Like,
remember when we walked out with Orlando Pace and some girl he was with. I don't know, it was his wife.
We walked in with him and walked out with him. But
walked out with him, yeah. It was crazy.
Just to mingle with all those people.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. That's probably the best sporting experience I've ever had.
Well, the craziest part about it was I remember I got up to go use the bathroom, and I had to go out in the main area under the stadium, the old faucet, before they redid it. And I'm under the bleachers, and I'm walking back, heading back towards our seats where I got to go to the check-in area to show my bracelet. And all of a sudden, I turn on my head, and there's Usher just walking out of the bathroom, and the crowd just started obviously just funneling him. And I'm standing right where I was standing. I was standing right next to the guy he was going to talk to, so I was like in perfect position. And he walks up, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, Usher?" And he just shook my hand, waves like, "What's up?" I'm listening to his whole conversation with this guy next to me. I'm listening to what they're saying. Like he thought I was with the guy, and I'm just sitting there like this. And he just left, and I was like, "All right, cool." Just heard that whole conversation.
Well, see you later.
Yeah, see you later. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, that was cool. It was a good night.
We were at NAD at Super Bowl weekend one time in Vegas. Vegas Super Bowl weekend. It was when the Giants played the Patriots. And all the NFL players that come for Super Bowl weekend, half of them were in our hotel at the Cosmopolitan. So me and Kapelka just got them playing cards. And it's like 3 a.m, and we're walking back to our room because we got to be up for work in the morning at like 8 or 9 a.m., just standard Vegas stuff. And inside the bar, restaurant area inside our hotel, Donovan McNabb's just sitting there getting ready to have a meal. And Kapelka is 4 sheets to the win, not just 3. He decides to yell over, "Hey, Donovan, you having your chunky soup?"
Oh, my gosh.
What did he do? He just shook his head or just nothing?
He just like looked and then went back to what he was doing. I'm like, Steve. And that's the same night that Steve got on the elevator with Suge Knight and didn't know who it was. When the elevator door
he got
opened,
stuck in an elevator with Suge Knight?
Yeah, he was in the elevator going up with Suge Knight, and when the elevator door opened and I saw who he was with, I was like, "Steve, do you know who you were in the elevator with?" And he goes, "No, it was just some giant guy with a box of donuts." And I was like, "Did you have a conversation with him?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I asked him if he had a birthday cake, and he said, 'No, I got my donuts. I got to have my donuts in the morning.'" And he's just like, "All right, that's cool." I said, "You were with the founder of Death Row Records and likely the guy who killed Tupac, Suge Knight."
Right.
He's like, "I ain't never heard of no
Sugar
Knight."
Knight.
Sugar Knight.
And then Steve told everybody for like 3 years he was in the elevator with Rick Ross. I'm like, no, you're in the elevator with Suge Knight, not Rick Ross, dude.
Sugar Knight.
He said he was in the elevator. I was in the elevator with Rick Ross.
Yeah, he's like, Rick Ross. I was in the elevator with Rick Ross. I said, that's
that reminds
Suge
me.
Knight.
He always told us, remember that same night, the Hall of Fame thing? You thought it was, or the lady thought Simeon Rice was Keyshawn Johnson.
Oh, my God.
No, Megatron.
Or not Keyshawn. Yeah, Calvin Johnson. Excuse me. I got it mixed up. Yeah, she thought Simeon Rice was Calvin Johnson. And this Simeon Rice is standing. I'm getting his autograph, and I'm talking to him. And I didn't really know. I was a young fan. Like, who are you? He's like, I'm Simeon. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm talking to him. And nice guy. She's like, hey, Calvin, right in his face. Hey, Calvin. And he's looking at her like, my name's Simeon. Like, and Simeon was, he was still jacked and buff. I mean, the dude's still in shape.
Oh, yeah.
He looked like he played.
Yeah,
Still played.
But he wasn't as tall as Calvin Johnson, nor did he look like Calvin Johnson at all. So if you look at their pictures, it's not really like, there's no like, similarities. But she's like, hey, Calvin. And he's just like looking at her like, my name's not Calvin. My name's Simeon. But the best story I heard
happens all the time.
Weren't you at the game, Dan, where the 50-yard line was jacked up on the field and they had to cancel the Hall
me
of
and
Fame?
Sanders had the front. I had the front. We had the front row seats, 50-yard line. So Sanders and I go to Jersey's across the street and drink probably 7 or 8 beers. I'm in the state of mind where I'll get a little tipsy before the game, and then I got a whole 3 quarters to sober up when we eventually have to leave. And so we get to the game, and I am fresh off like 7 or 8 beers, walking across the street, and the next thing I know, the game's canceled. I'm like, we have a serious dilemma. We ended up walking back to the bar and just sitting there and playing Keno, just wondering what happened and how I get my refund.
You mentioned them when they said it was canceled because you were pissed off, and it was
dude, they were. It
and
was.
You say,
terrible.
I remember you told me. Then you say you were like cussing them out, and you're like, "Come on, Scott, let's go play some Keen." You just walk right out of there.
I mean, just such a very Canton thing to happen where they mess up painting the field.
I remember your Facebook post too, because that was like you were like, "This is terrible. Actually, this is our weekend."
Yep. They messed it all up.
How do you mess that up?
They messed it all up. Did you guys get a chance to see Ric Flair when he was in town? I know.
No, man.
I heard about it.
I tried. It was a Giant Eagle up in Stowe, and it was all booked up. I couldn't. By the time I saw it, it was already booked up. But I was going to try though.
Just selling his Woo energy drinks. Funny Ric Flair story, and then I do have to go because
we're gonna wrap up. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up.
So funny Ric Flair story. Me and my best friend Eric, we go to see Championship Wrestling at the Civic Center. We're both huge pro wrestling kids. I'm probably 12 years old. Eric's probably 11 or 10 years old, maybe even maybe 13 and 11, somewhere in there. So we go to the show by ourselves. It's WCW. They got like Nitro and stuff in there, and we're all hyped up to see these wrestlers, and we're going to call our parents when it's time to pick us up and blah, blah, blah. So we walk across the street when the show's over, and here pulls up to the gas pump, and it is none other than stepping out of the limousine ride, and it is Ric Flair.
Damn.
And Ric Flair is standing literally like 20 feet from us, and my buddy is it's his favorite wrestler. He is so shocked that Ric Flair's standing right there. He just yells, Rick, who trained you? And Ric Flair is smoking a cigarette and looks up from beyond the limo and says, Chief Suck-a-Twat. To a 13 and 11-year-old kid, and I just look and I just start laughing, and that was our only memory of the time we met Ric Flair.
What a hell of a response. Just like
he just had no time for the kid fans across the street from where he just wrestled.
But like this with a cigarette, like let me tell you. Good day. Oh man.
A good watch if you ever want to watch it. There is a celebrity wife swap episode where him and Roddy Piper swap wives.
Oh my god!
And Roddy Piper is like a hippie that lives on like a commune farm in Oregon and just lives off the land and is just simple living, loving life. and Ric Flair is still running around Raleigh, North Carolina like he is 21 years old. He takes like limos to dinner every night. he walks through the dining room, takes like the long way in and just starts buying people drinks, like buys girls meals along the way, and they're trying to figure out each other's lives. It is hilarious.
Flair.
Did you watch the Ric Flair 30 for 30 Ric Flair? That was really good.
Yeah.
I like that was one of my favorite
absolutely.
ones. That was really good. But
absolutely.
All right. Well, we've been going this for almost 3 hours. I guess we'll wrap up the 100th episode here. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I could get on. Good to talk to you guys for sure.
Yeah, man. Send a link for that book.
I will.
I'll give you a call.
I'd bring it to you, but I let someone borrow it right after I read it. I don't have it anymore. I just bring it to you.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fine. I'll give you a call this week.
Okay,
we'll catch up.
All right, cool, man. We'll talk.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man.
Coming on.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
See you.
See you, man.
See you. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Dad. Thanks for all your help.
Yeah.
Contributing to this.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, I'll see it if it's go watch this post-game show. It's gonna be interesting. But, all right, I'll see you.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is a fun, long episode celebrating the 100th episode of The Real. Kind of how I envisioned it, especially there at the end. I knew at the beginning we got in some heated debates. That was fun and entertaining. And I liked all the stories there from Dan and my dad at the end. That was awesome. So I'm looking forward to do actually more episodes like this. I want to open up this podcast more. It's always been my goal. So yeah, 100 episodes down. This is actually one of the funnest ones we've done. So I love all you guys. Appreciate all the support from everybody. Thanks for everybody tuning in and supporting me. And yeah, this podcast will only get better. I can't wait for the next 100. And it will get better because I've grown more as a person too this last year and a half. So I think the more I grow, the more comfortable I get doing this, and the more the more I grow and the more I take off, the more this will open up to what I really want it to be. So yeah, just keep going, keep trucking along. And yeah, leave a comment below. Anything stood out to you guys tonight? What's your take on the AFC North going forward? Do you like the Browns, like the Steelers, like the Ravens? What do you got? We want to hear you guys' feedback. And yeah, I'm a little tired now. It's a long show, so I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my night, get some rest. Love all you guys. Like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next one. I'm out of here. Gone.